Let me stay. And I get wrangling in the bunker. Through the night, that flag was still there. Oh, state us that star-spangled banner. KC-130 Stratus tanker doing the flyover. Home of the brave. Yeehaw, boy, crank up. That's what we're here for. Bucket boys, let's go racing in Iowa. It's the Iowa Corn 350. Be right back. Bogan.
The Nascar playoffs return to New Hampshire Motor Speedway from the 19th to 21st. This year, it's going to be wicked faster and wicked fun. 3 days of racing camping, Iowa. Grab your friends or get some new ones. And when the checkered flag drops, one driver takes home the giant lobster. Don't miss New England's biggest race weekend, the Nascar playoffs, September 19th through 21st. Get your tickets now at nhms.com.
For me, that's trust. What sets Advance apart is the people. They don't just hand me parts. They help me get back on the road. They've always got the right parts at the right price, right when I need it. Whether you just need your battery tested or you've got years of experience. Advance Auto Parts is right around the corner. And ready to help.
Teeth sensitivity is so common. It immediately feels like, somebody's poking directly on the nerve. I recommend Sensodyne. Sensodyne toothpaste goes inside the tooth and calms the nerve down. And the facial staining without really works.
If a patient takes the proper preventive measures, we can keep our enamel for a lifetime. If patients use for enamel, clinical enamel strength, it will actually help to protect the enamel for a lifetime. So I would recommend for enamel, clinical enamel strength to all the South Carolina Speedway This place doesn't shine, it scrapes. Last year, we bought speed, but we earned that love grit. Every lap here is now, every inch like. You don't cruise to victory here, you claw for it. Heat, bumps, chaos, it'll find your weakness. But that's why I love it. It's honest. People here tonight cheer for someone, so they will listen to that one. Now, we're back. And we know what it takes. Cornfields, concentration, and a whole lot of pain. Let's get after it.
How outstanding was that? I mean, what a weekend Freindly had here last year. You had that many friendly and friends involved, and you go out and you dominate a race and win the first race here. Just outstanding.
And I tell you,
We
Exactly. Before we get the engines cranked, let's check in with Dave Burns. And Marty, keep an eye on the 20 car of Christopher Bell this afternoon. Why is that? Well, fastest in practice, the 20 driver was only able to go 17th best. So he'll start back in the field. And I asked his crew chief, Adam Stevens, so what's the deal? He goes,
Yeah. What's the deal is what?
Made it to a 4 by the end of the race. Bell knows how to race here. We took it right for the day, Kim.
Well, last year it was William Byron trying to chase Ryan Blaney down in the closing laps of the Iowa race. Ultimately, he had to settle for runner-up. This year, Byron is hoping to best that by one spot. A win for this team would be exactly what they need. It has been a tough summer for the 2014, finishing 27th. Races, but the morale, it is not down. People told me they still have got speed. They qualified in the front row, Marty.
And again, you gotta watch his teammate Kyle Larson as well. Back-to-back top fives, creating wins today.
Iowa Soeedway. Give a big Nascar welcome to Stu Swanson. By day, he's the president of the Iowa Corn Growers Association. But today, he's here to say the most famous words in motorsports. Take it away, Stu.
Drivers, start your corn ethanol powered engines.
Michigan.
The engines have fired and the crowd goes wild. 42nd straight year, fans have showed up for cup racing at Iowa with a sellout crowd, including over 80 friends and family of Ryan Blaney. They got to celebrate last year with their record. They're hoping to go back tonight. It is 300
Let's go.
of racing in America's heartland. The green flag coming up in the Hawkeye State.
But at least you can get fixed now and pay later in 4 interest-free payments at SafeLight.com. Awesome. And SafeLight can come to you for free, anytime, anywhere, and do everything you need to get back on the road. All set. Here you go. Thank you. Take care. Get it fixed now and pay later at SafeLight.com.
Safe like repair, safe like replace. Get the drink that gets in. That's on
Zoe?
it. Today, you're meeting for coffee. American Express card. Great one thing. For what's ahead.
It's been a fun summer, but back to school is finally here. Make sure you get a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk. They order some last-minute school supplies while the kids enjoy the last moments of summer. Switch to Straight Talk and spend less on wireless with a free 5G phone on us, on America's most reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, official partner of Nascar. Find us at straighttalk.com and more.
Applebee's 2 for $25.
Get one appetizer and 2 entrees like the new chicken parmesan fettuccine.
Choose one appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's iconic 2 for $25.
Sorry, were we in that shop?
Yeah, commercial. I know everybody. Come on. Come on, here's what? Yeah. Come on. Come on. Well, I'll come back when they get closer to green.
The stars of the Nascar Cup Series, fast, frantic. That could easily describe what we're going to see this afternoon here on the world's fastest short trackers. NBC Sports on USA welcomes you to the Nascar Cup Series Iowa Soeedway 350, powered by ethanol. Oh yeah, it's going to be quite the afternoon. Hi, my sleep dipping. Along with great to be back with you. I'm super excited for something major. This track is less than a mile.
With a huge challenge yesterday. We saw him bit after a bit. Tyler Reddick, he gets out of the groove, all those wrecks. Hamlin, he has an issue. Kyle Busch, he did wreck. He tore his it's a huge challenge. It's very rough and it's so limited grip when you get out of the groove. All you do is catch it. Unfortunately, some guys are not able to.
And keep in mind everything that Jeff has just said. The countdown is on. Just 4 regular season races left. This is Kyle Busch's moment that puts him in a backup car and to the back of the field. So while all of this has been going on, first and foremost, people are thinking about points. People's focus is on the playoffs because, as I said, just 4 races remain. Which driver, which situation catches your eye?
Well, I look at Alex Bowman and Chris Buescher. Everybody may think they're locked in, but they're not. If we get a new winner, Freeze, Busch, Gibbs, Allmendinger, anybody outside of that group, they win. Now we got a tight point battle. There is a lot of racing left to go before the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, calm down on track. This is a good sign, so we're getting closer to that green flag flying. All right, with thanks to the Iowa corn growers, let's take you to today's starting grid. And for the 6th time this year, Chase Briscoe is on the pole position. Can he convert it to win the second row? It's time to starting behind these two. On the 3rd row, Brad Keselowski is continuing this positive momentum. He starts alongside the defending race winner Ryan Blaney. The 4th row, Carson Hocevar and Chase Elliott, who leads the regular season points. What a qualifying performance yesterday on the pit road by AJ Allmendinger and his former teammate Justin Haley. Behind him on the road, Denny Hamlin, and he get another win. Boy, what a hero speak for him and Josh Berry. Then we go back to row 7, Michael McDowell, second series champion.
Row 8, Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, tons of momentum with some great finishes lately. Christopher Bell, 3 wins in 2025, fast and practice also. Row 10, Cole Custer, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs, $1 million winner of this season challenge. Row 9, MVP. Was fast yesterday, but he had his hands full. He said he didn't care, just make my car go fast. Row 12, Zane Smith, Riley Mertz. Zane Smith with a good season together. Row 13, Eric Jones and Daniel Torres. Daniel Torres, 9th year last year. He is not feeling good.
Going down pit road right now.
Row 16, we have Noah Grigson and Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon's first Cup Series start here in Iowa. Row 17, Ryan Preece and Todd Gilliland coming off the best finish of the season, 6 last week in Indy. Row 18, Cody Ware next to Cody with Joey Gates from down the road at Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This is the home track for Joey. And row 19, myself in the backup car, Kyle Busch in that big wrecking practice.
Anybody new here for the first time?
Lee, with 4 races to go in a regular season, NASCAR's most popular drivers, also NASCAR's regular season championship leader, that is Chase Elliott, but it is slim. Only 20 points over the next 3 races, 2 of which are his own teammates. Lots to race for here today. Already, he knows already in the playoffs, Marty.
Dave, I love what Denny Hamlin told you in Countdown to Green, where he said, this is the only oval I just don't have to tell me what direction Chris Gale's crew so all the teams should know where the track's going to go today. We did the tire test. We should know, and I have no idea where it's going to go. So, Tiff, the unknowns of today, I think that's going to make for an exciting race for the folks at home to watch today.
I think that's a thing. Because
Yeah.
the units, for want of a better word, of this circuit, the NASCAR Cup Series. No idea the common thread right here this morning as they talk to some crew chiefs. And then they would start the conversation with confidence. Jeff, the track is absolutely done well. I don't know, maybe. And they would windmill as their confidence would go away. It was right here last year. Aboard the Team Penske Ford. Let's go inside. Let's eavesdrop. Let's have a listen to a recent radio transmission.
All right, everybody. You gotta do what you last year. All day. The best show you for you. Show on the look at down there.
Positive message from Ryan Blaney to his crew. Hey guys, here's some other good news after the scorching temperatures in Indy last weekend. 76 degrees today, a lot more comfortable. It's quite hot, it's quite great in the NASCAR Cup Series, but there's not a lot of information, there's not a lot of history on the track, but that's the circumstance here. I'm very pleased to say that NASCAR
Buddy. Let's go, racing boys and girls. It's the Iowa Cone 350. On the inside comes William Byron. Yeah.
Decision at the 6 right there. I'm doing Briscoe. His levels continue to climb. The reason why he's not going to do it, it has to be a win. The boss at Irish Federation, he is buried in 25th position in the playoff standings. And Briscoe, he is struggling right now. He does not have the grip that he needs to be able to drive the car in the corner as deep as he wants to be able to accelerate. You see the back of the car sliding around. Everybody knowing track position is important. You've got to take advantage of the car when you see him struggle. And Briscoe, that's the sign for remaining patient. I know he feels like he's leading his because he is. But as treacherous as this track is, we're still only 5 laps of the race. Look out, here comes our guy. Hudson is in the race. In that black and red 77. Just on the inside of the fitting race winner. Their eyes to adjust the way the track races. I know it's defined as a short track under a mile, but it's high speed like intermediate style tracks, so the movements come much quicker. Like battle when you're 5 to 19, the 5 needed it.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed in yesterday's
Byron,
Xfinity race, Steve, is
Austin Cindric, Brad Keselowski, a Chevy 2 Folds, and then Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe has lost 3 positions since the start of the race. I'll be right back. 7 laps.
There is an early break point trio at the front. Austin Cindric, Brad Keselowski, he's that lead trio. They've got at least 1.5 seconds or more over the pulse to Chase Briscoe. This first lap is 70 laps, 110 available on fuel. So no pit stops required. A caution change in the decision required under green. Hot Brothers Pizza, Lagarde. Just Elliott on the inside. In the Celsius machine for Corlick Racing. Spoke to AJ yesterday at length. He wasn't overly optimistic about their short track package at the moment, Jeff. Effort in. The key that was that's my car, do what I wanted to do after the practice. Somebody was really happy with their car. The kind of changes that I make for them to make it drive better today. And they could have beyond. That decision of which change, what the next changes are going to be under a good shift. This year was just racing.
On board right now, the ball. Came on Hale, a new scheme on this. I don't take his interview quite at face value. He's really downplaying because I do believe he doesn't think he has the advantage that he does. And I know last year he's trying to show some humility, but don't let that cover up where he knows he has his skill set to get there. It's just that the car now is what he's looking for. Think about that. If you're aware, he has more starts than Bryce. Everyone in the field is a little confused. He's unequal footing.
He did exist. His columns at their teammate Chase Briscoe, and they're all running on a recently developed a different tyre by Goodyear, both left sides and right construction. And the construction work, the real change was really for fenders. Last year, a lot of the tires have issues, mostly due to abuses where Goodyear wanted to give the team a little more leeway. No issues in practice, no issues yet. Not wrong wood. 338 laps to go. It was not fast enough. It's that forbidden fruit. Aaron and the rear tires just adds grip, adds speed. We'll see if they let theirs go there. Look at this side by side. That's the 43 of Jones, the 45 of Reddick on the left side of your screen. That bright red 45 and then on the right is Riley Herbst in that monster 35 under attack from Suarez. Had a conversation with Eric Jones this morning in that 43 car. So Eric car was really good yesterday. I know you didn't qualify for it well. He said, we're really happy with where we are. A lot of positivity in that team. He and John Nemechek, legacy of sports, Wisconsin. He's got the head in the right direction. And those drivers have really enjoyed great input from the seven-time champion who has recently moved back to the U.S. from England. Jimmy is a regular figure in the race shop, and for his two young drivers, that means a lot. You had an opportunity to spend time with Jimmy Johnson and learn the lessons that he learned, try to shortcut it so you don't have to go through those things. It's a huge asset. But I don't think this was a driver's seat. I think that Jimmy is an asset to the entire organization.
And when you have that much experience at this high of a level, it's almost osmosis. Like just being around him, you know, it doesn't have to be a specific meeting or lesson or conversation. It's every comment, every small input. Riley Herbst regular rolling around the block. I love that look at that 35, 52 monster cars on the screen. Confused me completely. The one on the left, the 54, Ty Gibbs, the one on the right, the 35. Tyler Reddick, remember, first year full-time Cup Series. That's the third 2311 entry.
Back up front, William Bonner has limited 3 laps thus far. Good, aggressive move early on Briscoe, and then took off. But also considering that Brad Keselowski are going with him, and you still see that separation from Keselowski to Briscoe, which is 2 seconds. I think Brad has a fastest spot right here. Trying to find a way to get around Cedric and then ultimately get around Clea Byron. Barney, what do you have with the 6?
Yes, yes, the team will echo that thought, making Brad Keselowski right now the fastest car on the track. I want to follow up with what Steve said just a moment ago. Steve, I have a long conversation with I think folks don't realize that our specific team, the 6 team, went through in the offseason. 2 teams, the crew chief, both race engineer, the car chief, and then we went to race at Daytona. We didn't have any time to get to know each other or practice or really get to know how we should operate the team together. And we've had to learn each other throughout the year. In this day and age, Steve, how difficult is that task for Brad Keselowski? And you see Jeremy Bollins on the right-hand side. His new crew chief this year, they worked together in the past, but that doesn't really matter. New car
get 20 minutes of practice, which is a light version of practice from pit road, qualifying in the race. That's a full weekend. You know, Jeff, in our day, we would have 4.5 hours of practice over 2 days. That gives you 2 nights to take a breath and talk about it, split a meal, have more conversation. So I just do believe it takes time. You know, I get the addition of Ryan Freeze today. I thought they did an amazing job of adding a third car. But without a doubt, the 6 took a step back. I'm glad to see Brad continue with that. I know he's the owner, right? But I want to see driver Brad. They were able to get better. They have done that, and they have been on the trend here. Big 5th last week in Indianapolis.
4 top 10s in the last 6 races for Brad Keselowski in the 16. We're up and running here in Corn Country. Nascar, USA.
So, you like NASCAR but don't know who to root for. Here's some Toyota legends when you get behind. Meet Tyler Reddick. Crushed it in Xfinity Series and now he's here. Basically, the cinderella story if Cinderella drove 200 miles per hour. Then there's John Hunter Leadership. New kid on the block. All gas, no brakes. Oh, and Denny Hamilton. Ever heard of Daytona? He's won it 3 times. No big deal. We have a lot of drivers, all legends. You pick. You in?
Applebee's 2 for 25.
So in?
Hit Parmesan feta cheese.
Choose 1 appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's iconic 2 for $25.
Sorry, were we in that shop?
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
One thing never changes. Life never stands still. As your family grows, things just keep getting more interesting. But you learn to roll with it. The all-new Home and Haul by Ashley.
We are on the side by side. Still on the green. Byron Keselowski, and Briscoe at 4, and Lawson Lane. Top 6.
Yes.
Yes.
NASCAR wants you to have a street race on his day.
This is NASCAR's street course. You make it to the finish line without getting caught, you have my respect.
Here we go,
Let's get to work. I'm bringing NASCAR to the name.
Busch Light is giving away 1,000 Busch beer on X using hashtag Busch All for One, hashtag sweepstakes during every lap that ends in 1 for a chance to win cold and smooth cash. Welcome back. Lee Diffie, Jeff Burton, Steve Letarte with you here at Iowa Soeedway. 41 laps to go in this opening stage. It's been caution-free, and every single lap has been led by that man Davis flashing through the screen, William Byron. But look who is on the charge and on the chase. Brad Keselowski has cleared Austin Cindric and has his set sight on the race leader.
The charge is coming from behind, and the busyness is up ahead for the 24s. He's now caught the back of the field. First car under attack will be the 51 of Cody Ware. Just up the street in front of him is Gregson, Busch, Dillon, Stenhouse, Priest. These cars know that we're about halfway through or past halfway. You know, in this first stage, they just want to be patient. How much are they willing to fight the leader as he comes through the field? Look at the 6. Man, the 6 really rolls the middle of the 4. I think that's the strength.
Right on the white line. You know, a lot of drivers are up the racetrack a little bit, using the second lane, but Brad's able to be disciplined. He really can put his car wherever he wants to. Sometimes right on the white line is very long, sometimes he's in the middle. Has to be happy where he is.
So, Jeff, Hamlin was very vocal in the end. You could hear his lack of confidence, even though I think it'll be fine in the race. You know, Brad's won here a few times in Xfinity. Very different cars, tracks change, it's repaved. Do you think any of that carry over is real when you get in the race, these small things, anything you can lean back to, even if it's from a decade ago?
I think that's the difference at this level, Steve, is the small things, right? It's all the fine details, whether it's driving the car or how you set the race car up. That's what makes the difference. So, yes, I do believe past experience, and not just at this racetrack, but just in general, just life in general. As far as driving a race car, that's where experience is a huge advantage.
3 wins and 7 starts in the Xfinity Series, so the success here is real.
So more about the 6 and Keselowski with Bob Snyder.
Yeah, I believe the guys are saying that Brad can turn to the bottom of the racetrack. What Brad said on the radio when we were trying to pass off to do a moment ago is that I have to get lower to get out of the way of the car. And trying to do that to William Byron once again. So when I chatted with Brad this morning, I said, how's the speed you've been? Excellent. I said, best speed since when? He goes, all year. Best speed we've had all year long. He said, if we can execute today, we can win this race so far. He's proving true here today.
Get close. 34 to go in stage 1. This is the greatest challenge we've seen to the race leader, William Byron. As soon as he's hit by Chase Briscoe on the opening lap, it's been all his race until now. You see Brad Keselowski rolled the middle 1 and 2 really well, but just did not have the rear grip to get into the quarter. Exit of 2, you can see the back of the car moving around. Now you got this lap back. If I'm Brad Keselowski, I'm thinking about how do I use this four. The second that William Byron gets in his wake, I need to take advantage of that. And I think the opportunity is the strength of the 6 car. That's lower than the 24. If he can get it lower to move up the racetrack a little bit, William, I think that's how Brad needs to make this pass. The loose car get loose in the corner, up the racetrack. That's a disadvantage to William Byron because Brad Keselowski trying to take advantage of it. It's been a long time since Keselowski went to victory lane. So it could not come up with fitting time with 4 to go until the playoffs. Rear end gets a little loose there. You can see the run second groove. That was running lower, so William Byron to the center of the court. Corner exit by William. And you look at this. And how much of an impact, how much of a factor will Gregson be? How long will he be? See how loose the 24 car got the 4 entry? Now this is really the first time we've seen William Byron have to be this low on the racetrack. He's nervous right now because if he doesn't pull this pass off, that could present an opportunity for Brad to get by.
And the 24 the 6 looks good on the bottom. I think if the 6 gets to a quarter panel of the 24, then it's game over. 6 is going to try to roll that second lane right here. Exit out, trying to get to the quarter panel on exit. Not quite there. Yeah. Now the 24 might have to go back to defense. He might have to take lane 2. He does. And I got the good decision on the 24. Make the 6 go all the way around, which I think is the bottom of the racetrack.
Race, yeah. The 6 just doesn't quite have the rear grip on the exit of the east. And guess who's coming back into this picture? It comes to Austin Cindric. At the end of this battle, Bill Gregson's doing a really good job. Obviously, struggling with this race car, not happy with it, but he's being very disciplined, making it difficult for these guys. Two, and working each other out, have brought multiple players back into the picture. Also, the 19th, over Chase Briscoe. All of a sudden, 2 becomes 3, becomes 4. And Kyle Lawson's not too far back either.
Now that the 6 is there, this is going to make the 24 tight on corner exit. He can get the outside long. This is how it happens. It happens a foot at a time over there.
Yeah.
Actually, we're on the 8 down. Kyle Busch. They're on board with Kyle Busch. That Cheddar scratch gives you on the same issue like Lady Byron would deal with. It set out and everybody's set up. There's a couple seconds of clear racetrack. So there's blue and energy Chevrolet at 47, 7 house back, 10, back side by side. He's under beat, record. So that's why you say the change. For respect.
Yeah.
And precision. Has to be appointed. It's working on the inside. We've got loose on quarter entry and all weekend long.
Here comes Keselowski.
It's going to be an opportunity for the 6. Side by side in front of the 24th. The worst it's ever been. Keselowski gasses up. I love the extra low exit. Love that. Straight shot off. Both brothers running in front or running in the middle of the race. Advantage to break. Again, almost 10 hours away after the race. That's not good things up.
22 to go in stage 1.
Continue battle for the lead. We told you earlier it's going to be frantic and it hasn't let us down. We're up in stage 1. Continues to lead. And he's done that for all 49 laps so far.
William Byron is left.
Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same. With a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. You get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included. Exactly the same.
New Toyota Gazoo Racing. Rules like only pass cars on the left. Drive on the gap. You know what they say. Rules and racing broken. Yeah.
Throw American Club combo extra help.
For just $1 more, you can make it a Happy Gilmore meal and get a collectible.
Deal, sure. I love your cup.
Actually, we're gonna have a good one.
Push guy, Coleman's Foods. If you encounter one, chances are. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Headed for the mountains of.
Yeah.
You want me to take that?
Even taking a photo can be tough for young homeowners turning into their parents.
Okay, everybody, thanks. Good.
Okay, phone back.
One more for safety. There you go.
Continue.
All right, let's do a fun one. Hold up the buildings behind you. Hold up the buildings.
That's
I'm
great.
so sorry.
How do you all know each other?
We friends.
Okay, everybody jump in here at the same time.
What happened? Ah!
Oh, no, I didn't get it. All right, from the top.
Oh.
Yes, it's still going on as you rejoin us watching the Iowa Country. Positions remain the same. William Byron continues to lead and fend off, hold off Brad Keselowski. Meanwhile, trying to put Kyle Busch a lap down. Back up Kyle Busch.
Bush somehow.
That was Randall responding to Kyle Busch. It's 2-2. You can see right now. Get left. 14 to go. You can't stand the lead lap because if you hold it 24 up long enough that you can't get by the next car up the road and Lieutenant Ty Dillon, that's a pretty good Busch. Jeff, you and I go back and watch these races in review, and it can be one position. Get back in that
56 that makes or
Yeah.
breaks the entire day for someone like Kyle Busch, who is started from behind in this backup car. And they said they overshot the changes. Maybe the car too tight when they wrecked yesterday. I would overshot too. Yes, I mean that's makes it difficult to make the right decision.
So you heard Steve mention that the reason why is Kyle suffered a really brutal crash yesterday in practice. It was abrupt, it was fierce, and it was not much fun. Boom.
You saw all day in practice. Drivers really struggled keeping real grip in the back of the car on corner entry, and Kyle's came around on him, and he just could not save it, Kim.
Yeah, this is going to put Meyer in the lead. He's got pace, but the balance of that car is going away.
I don't longer on break or not good.
You're going to try to is an he didn't really elaborate any more than that.
What's a difficult racetrack, Steve?
Yeah.
It's a short track, but it's an intermediate. Like, which is it? And so it's easy to not hit that package exactly correct. So you may have a problem with enough friction. You may have a problem where you don't have a full pedal, meaning you go to the brake pedal and it moves a little bit before it starts to stop. So you don't have full braking power. So the only thing they can do is maybe make a change in their cooling as the valve really leads up.
William was very quick. He thanked his team yesterday post-practice pre-qualifying. He said, I was having a brake issue, but the team were able to get me ready for qualifying and kind of rectify that to the best of their ability. Qualified, obviously, very well. Front row.
They had a smudgy pedal yesterday. So without more descriptor, I would think issues return. That's why I would take that if I was Rudy Fuel.
Leading them up, pit stops in the last few laps as he watches battle for the lead. There goes Keselowski to the bottom.
8 to go, make it 7 to go. And this battle just is endless. It's awesome here at Iowa Speedway.
It's easy to get underneath you in the middle of the corner. More momentum through up the racetrack there. And the 24 just needs to make sure it doesn't overdrive the middle of the corner because CJ Majors encouraging his driver Brad Keselowski from the top of the roof. But, William Meyer just needs to make sure that Brad can gas it up with having that outer line clear.
45 races since Brad Keselowski went to victory lane. So that's what's driving this run right now. This encouraged, inspired run and continuing this momentum. As we go back to Dave Burnett, Dave, let's finish that story we started before about Chase Elliott.
Well, fans will recognize that pit road map they take down pit lane before the green to get an idea. And they will not be speeding when it is time to pit. This was Chase Elliott's radio right after that.
We spent the last 2 sections on pit road. There's last there a bit. We see the point to adjust it down here.
So Alan Jefferson realizing they were too fast. I heard up and down pit road. Several others were speeding. What adjustments do the teams make in this case?
He was having to just give my driver a different target on his lights on the dash. There's a curve on those last couple sections, so you can speed up. Normally over a curve, you can run a little bit faster. So it sounds like that's what he was saying is, hey, Chase, we're going to give you a different target when you get to that final curve on pit road. This battle for the lead, Brad Keselowski has changed his tactic. He has gotten higher on the racetrack consistently. He's been trying to pass William on the bottom. Now he's used the top lane to get momentum.
Yeah.
This from corner entry, Brad makes it happen.
Finally, Keselowski finds a way through to the lead, and here comes Austin Cindric. So for those 67 laps led, and just like that, William Byron loses 2 positions.
What a great job by Brad to recognize I'm not going to be able to get by continuing it. So he moved his line, he got up the race, getting in, trying to drove in the corner, just back in the corner, around.
Soeedway. The site.
Extended. It's the most rewarding consumer. Pods.com. The Talkies and Pueblo. Talkies fans, you Talkies fans. You take our time.
Johnny Ray Black was murdered. They knew about it. They covered it up.
If you want to screw the people who screwed out clients, what are you willing to do? To be a
August 15th on you.
Right now, US Cellular makes it easy to switch and get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
No trading. But we're willing to trade in our teeth.
No, you don't have to trade your teeth in or an old phone. Yeah, your parents get an amazing deal.
I just lost this one.
Yeah, you get to leave your teeth under your pillow.
Horny. It's tooth fairy time.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current bill for us.
You're busy. Deadlines are looming. You've got events to plan, people to impress, and a brand to elevate. With Ford Imprint, you get more than promo products. You get certainty. From trade shows to team milestones, Ford Imprint gives you personal service, design expertise, and unmatched quality. On time, every time, with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Be Ford Imprint certain. Visit FordImprint.com for promotional products that work as hard as you do. Ford Imprint, for certain.
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR on USA is brought to you by Iowa Corn Growers. Alcohol blended 88 grown by Iowa corn farmers. Credit One Bank, NASCAR, American Express card, and by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. All right, we're in the stakes break. Action. Marty's time. Marty,
Well, it almost took him half the stage to make it happen. First playoff win of the year for Brad Keselowski with a stage one win. I can see more forward drive hitting in the run.
If you go to my nugget, it's not the middle. Roll it in the six. He said,
great stop at 19. 4 spots on Brad Case, which is 3 as well as 6.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Hell, that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Creating a place to gather is a powerful thing. Even as life shifts, having a space to cozy up makes everything just a bit better, even when things don't go as planned. The all-new Omaha by Ashley.
An All-American Club combo, extra jalapeno, cuter less out.
For just $1 more, you can make it a Happy Gilmore meal and get a collectible cup.
Gilmore with his own meal deal?
Hey, Shooter, I love your cup.
Actually, we're gonna have a good one.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
Nobody likes a cracked windshield. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Can confirm. Very easy.
SafeLight can come to you for free. And our highly trained techs can replace your windshield right at your home.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
Get it fixed now and pay later only at SafeLight.com.
This October, the NBA is coming home to NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Tonight, here at Iowa Soeedway, we have 1,500 Iowa corn farmers and their families are celebrating the power and performance of ethanol. Nascar trusts ethanol to power their engines lap after lap. And consumers can fuel up with that same fuel. They pump it up with E15. As we welcome you back to the Iowa Corn 350 powered by ethanol, we're in the stage break at the moment, so perfect time to join DJ and Marty on the Peacock Pit Box.
Yeah, hanging out with the Hall of Famer and DJ. Boy, that took 42 laps. Brock Kozlowski finally got there. First playoff point of the year for him in the stage win here in stage one. What impressed you the most about the way Brad went about getting the lead?
The patience that it took to do all of that. He had opportunities to press the issue that might have put him in a bad position. Could have messed up his race car there, caused an accident, wore out his tires too much to make that pass. Wait. That was great. What we saw from a future Hall of Famer himself as he got to the lead here. And they had to be so excited. Did the job on pit road? Yeah, fun to watch here. We were talking about Daytona possibly a win. I got a lot sooner than that.
Well, I go back to my conversation with him this morning, DJ, when he told me we have a winning race car. I know we have the winning speed. Take me behind the wheel. When you've been in that mindset, does that allow you to be a little more patient early in the race like this?
No doubt about that. You know, whenever you're trying to overcome something and then have it like a speed, like a long run speed at times, you kind of force the issue. We saw that right there in a veteran race driver that knows what he has here today, and this is a great opportunity for him. He didn't want to take that away in stage one.
On a day when it's so hard to pass like this, I know he wanted to finally make it happen in stage one. He gets the stage win lead. We'll see if he can handle it. Could be not only his first stage win of the year, but maybe his first race win of the year. Long way to go, but man, that 6 looks cool.
Yeah, you can see the 2025 Nascar Series. But that was a thriller of the first stage.
It really was, and Steve talked about it. The 8 car of Kyle Busch, he was the first car lap down, so he got the free pass.
See the 48 at Oswald was 14. He pulled over. You heard that radio on the 9 about the last couple sections. Dave Burns gave us a report about hearing on a lot of radios. Well, both the 60 of Priest and the 48 called it hot feeding section 13, which basically pit stalls 1, 2, and 3. Let's listen into the 48.
We were talking about section 13, 60 car was as well, but we got clear. Which one, section 13? I wasn't know where. First stop is 4.
All right, so driver frustrated because, Jeff, you know when you missed your lights. You're like, oh, man, I was hoping you weren't going to tell me that. You know, the engine revved or maybe it got a little messy at one point. Bowman felt pretty good. How Augustus is thinking, what do we need to adjust getting for his driver? See, like 48, obviously they felt good about it. Mike Harris would have checked still what his speed was before the race, so it wasn't a concern. Now, this time it wasn't. I think every team needs to kind of be on notice, right? That this is becoming an issue. 2 drivers are in the 60.
These lights are not set correctly if we do that. Because I was too blue that time. Because I was just not wanting to get a penalty. I can go to the freeway light. Because it is 11.
Okay, so lights. Pit road entry all the way down to Tyler and Boston Street. So it's running 1 RPM all the way. But then once you get past the Boston sign, the last 6 or 8 boxes curves. Straight, all straight, you run straight. As pit road curves, because of the time, pit road measure kind of on the other side of the penalty. So you're to the right. So Matt says you can speed up. We do this in Martins, but all speed things. Everywhere we have a curve. Remember, only our second race here. So something between the engineer's calculation and the measured distance, whatever aggression they were planning, doesn't seem like it's working. Something to keep an eye on all day.
The way it works, you see the driver get to a point in that corner, you'll say, fine, and that's the best.
Basically, pit stalls 1 bomb. On DJ Hottie on the Peacock Pit Box.
Yeah, hanging out with the Hall of Famer Well, it took 42 laps. Brock Kozlowski finally got their first playoff win of the year for him in the stage win here in stage one. What impressed you the most about the way Brad went about getting?
First stage win this season for Brad Keselowski. Second all to power their engines. Lap off.
About the way Brad went about.
All to power their engines. Lap off the lap. Consumers can fuel up with that same fuel. They pump it up. It's E15. Back to the Iowa Form 350 stage break at the moment, so perfect time to join DJ and Marty on the Peacock Pit Box.
Yeah, hanging out with the Hall of Famer and DJ. Took 42 laps. Brock Kozlowski finally got their first playoff win of the year for him in the stage win here in stage one. What impressed you the most about the way Brad went about getting the lead?
The patience that it took to do all of that. He had opportunities to press the issue that might have put him in a bad position. Could have messed up his race car there, caused an accident, wore out his tires too much to make that pass. Wait. That was great. What we saw future Hall of Famer himself as he got to the lead here. And they have to be so excited to get the job on pit road.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun to watch here. We were talking about Daytona possibly win. I got a lot sooner than that.
Well, I go back to my conversation with him this morning, DJ, when he told me we have a winning race car. I know we have the winning speed. Take me behind the wheel. When you've been in that mindset, does that allow you to be a little more patient early in the race like this?
No doubt about that. You know, whenever you're trying to overcome something and then have it like a speed, like a long run speed.
On speeding section 13, which is the 8 car of Kyle Busch. He was the first car lap down, so he got the free pass. Excuse me, 48 of Alabama was 14, pulled over. You heard that radio on the 9 about the last couple sections. Dave Burns gave us a report about hearing on a lot of radios. Well, both the 60 of Freaks and the 48 of Bowman hot speeding section 13, which is basically pit stalls 1, 2, and 3. Let's listen into the 48.
We were too fast in section 13. 60 car was as well, but we wasn't leader. I wasn't even close. Which one? Section 13. I wasn't nowhere anywhere. First stop. And forward.
All right, so driver frustrated because, Jeff, you when you missed your lights. You're like, oh man, I was hoping you weren't going to tell me that. I did, the engine or maybe it got a little messy at one point. Bowman felt pretty good, but remember Alan Gustafson saying, what do we need to adjust? A new target for his driver. Seems like the 48, obviously they felt good about it. Mike Harris would have checked what his speed was before the race, so it wasn't a concern. Now this time it was a concern. I think every team needs to kind of be on notice, right? That this is becoming an issue. 2 drivers are even listed into the 60.
He's only turned not to lift correctly if we do it. Because I went too blue that time. Because I was just not wanting to get a penalty, and we got a penalty. I am going to run my straightaway lights. Because it was the last thing we needed.
Okay, straightaway lights. Pit road entry all the way down to about Kyle Larson's pit box is strict. So you run 1 RP. Russian they were planning doesn't seem like 18. That's why Brad lost those.
Back on the game.
And now has to catch them. A little behind you. But maybe that's the difference between a guy that's not in the playoffs versus a guy that is. Like Brad might feel a little more of that desperation. Brad knows he only has 4 more weeks, and he pointed out his point deficit. It's going to take a win there.
Yeah.
We can't talk about points because every position counts, right? But that isn't going to be enough for the driver of the 6. It's going to be a victory. Here comes Kyle Lawson. That Hendrick Carlson from Chevrolet in that iconic scheme has arrived on the scene. I laughed because Brad instantly was like, oh, no, I don't know record defense. He ran a lane lower. Surely blocked the 5 car. Oh, he's it was a great drive by Brad trying to get by William because he had William right on the edge of the new asphalt. Had he been pushed him 2 feet higher, it would put William. He would go all the so Brad was aggressive with William, but he wasn't too aggressive. He didn't put him in a bad spot. Talk more about the
6 is Marty Snyder, Marty.
Yeah, Lee, as you mentioned, came in with the lead, but restarted 6 for Brad Keselowski. As asked the team what happened on the stop, they said it was simply slow, but there's maybe a little bit more concern about what the right front Keselowski came in. Listen to this.
Just started to get into a chord there on the right front, so sure that'll clean up wherever.
All right, Steve, so the right front just starting to get to chords for the stage 1 winner. Concern you at all for Gary Mullins?
Well, good news, you shouldn't have to, run on that green of a racetrack.
No.
Tires wear that beer to the asphalt. Bad news, that was 70 laps. You can go 110 on fuel, so if the race falls a certain way, you might have to go further on it. That could maybe adjust your pit strategy. Maybe you come a little lower. I agree, it's going to be important, but the 6 was also driving pretty good, Jeff.
Yeah.
The situation where it's really tight, the front tires go away, maybe you could abuse it more. I want to give a shout out to RCR's Austin Dillon, running in 9th place at the moment. Ahead of
Hey, Kenneth, if you're watching the stream, could you drop... Oh, yeah, thanks for saying that. Could you drop Sheila's stream that he's doing as well?
Yeah, and Austin felt really good in practice yesterday. When I checked in with the team to try to find out where they unloaded, they say, Chick-fil-A shares a lot of information that 5-car pylons was so good last year. That's kind of what they based their notes on this weekend off of what some minute changes. Basically, they felt better this weekend about their car than they have about any car all year long. They said we hope for at least a 10th.
Yeah, that would help.
If not, maybe 5th to 7th on Austin Dillon, Dave.
6 is the lowest, Kenneth. And 7 would be an awesome day. But we get 6 subs. That's better than nothing. Austin Dillon they're talking about. Stage 2. 20 out of 140. And we're at lap 99 out of 350. Thank you. But as now I'm going to say, if you haven't also checked out my partner channel, Kenneth just dropped his link into the chat. Go check him out. Me and Kenneth both have gone over to there, and we both highly recommend him. Yeah, he does this same exact stream I do.
Briscoe again, stopped from the pole, 6th pole this year. He really has been the qualifying master.
Briscoe, Blaney, Keselowski, Toyota, 2 Fords, and then a Chevy in the lead.
He's kind of about 6th or 7th, and he never expects to get the poles that he's won this year, which is kind of counterintuitive, but what a year it's been. First year at Joe Gibbs Racing, taking over this 19 from Martin Truex Jr. in that familiar Bass Pro Shops livery. And these two have gelled really well. Marty?
A lot of your screen, Brad Keselowski got the pass for 3rd. Ryan Blaney trying to get the pass for the lead. He had too much chatter. Couldn't get the car to turn on that first run today, but he just sold Jonathan Hasser a moment ago. It is much better, and the chatter is gone on the 2nd run of the day. Blaney's mom, Lisa, is from Central Iowa. So, like Kim mentioned, the countdown to green, 80 family and friends here today. They'd love to root this young man on for a 2nd straight Iowa win. Looks pretty impressive here in stage 2.
Happy memories at this place for this champion in the Nascar Cup Series. He and Tyler Larson had some phenomenal battles. Ryan won stage 1, Larson won stage 2, but when the checkered flag came out, it was Ryan Blaney for Team Nesky, victorious in the 1st ever Cup Series win. That was big one, and his dad was there to help him celebrate.
Sorry about that. The time of leave, man. I gotta go check.
So you got a reverse.
Okay. Hey, Kenneth, I am away. Can you keep an eye on me? Check me.
So,
I gotta move.
So,
Coffee drink.
Get the drink that gets you. That's on it.
Like NASCAR, you don't know who to root for? Toyota's got you covered. This guy went from dirt track to pump pump. This kid is all gas, no brakes. And him, just a 3-time Daytona winner, no big deal. That's just a taste. Now you're up to speed with.
When my doctor gave me Briscoe for my COPD, I noticed things changed. Briscoe gave me better breathing, started with a it also reduced flare-ups.
Briscoe won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Briscoe more than prescribed. Briscoe may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if forced breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Briscoe.
The series finale has landed. I will save humanity, but good. Take me to your leader. The series finale of Resident Alien, Friday at 10 on USA and Sci-Fi. Stream from the beginning on Peacock.
Young contenders, a million races have gutted through the season thus far. Their reward? A postseason tougher than ever. The FedEx Cup playoffs live on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Wow, what great close racing this Iowa Course 350 powered by ethanol has given us so far over the first 105 laps. Chase Briscoe continues to lead. Ryan Blaney, the defending race winner, is take a look at the Xfinity fastest lap in this race so far.
So far is the great word. Ryan had a lap 94, Byron was earlier, Brad K was at lap 14, and I just believe that, you know, if last year kind of went into the night, the track picked up, even it seems like the last 3 or 4 races, it's been set at nearly the last lap of the race, right? If we get a late caution, you put tires on, it's always fine, just a little bit more, or willing to risk a little bit more when we get closer to the finish.
Just to underscore what a run it's been for this 19 team at Joe Gibbs Racing, this is the 5th straight race that Chase Briscoe has led. And when you go to a new organisation, there can be a settling period, but he kind of slipped into the JGR group like he was just meant to be there, Marty.
Meanwhile, further back in the pack, Tyler Reddick has been stuck outside the top 20 this entire day. Stevie had a great shake on the first run, and it's gotten worse on run 2. Listen to the radio.
Where my race car is going, it should be so fast. It was right from the drop. It didn't even take a opportunity to come to it. Just like that, just shaking from the first corner.
All right, Steve, with a great shake is that back to the driver's end. You can't even see out of the windshield. What can Billy Scott do to fix that for Tyler Reddick?
So remember, 2311 had some brake issues back in Pocono of really not having heavy-duty enough rotors. I think they were running too hot. They had to make some changes. It sounds to me like this issue is the exact opposite. You know, Jeff, you talk about how this is an odd racetrack. It's a little like Richmond, which is when you step on the brake, but you don't jam on the brake like you would at, say, at Martinsville or even a Loud where you can brake in a straight line. Because of these curved entries, where the 45 is right here, you kind of have to lightly apply the brake so you don't get them hot enough. So the material actually comes off the pad, it sticks to the rotor, and it just pulses. And I will tell you, if the car is shaking, it's taking grip and potential speed out of this race car. So, Marty, to answer your question, well, look, yeah, there's 2 really small openings. You see the circles, 2 3-inch circles on the front of that 45. I think they need to add a little bit of tape. Easier said than done.
The thing that scares me if I'm driving that 45 car is he set for black 1.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, if it's shaking for black 1 of the start of the race,
good point.
Is that something
Well, okay.
be fixed? I don't know.
So maybe to that point, the other thing is these rotors float. There's actually a little play the way they're mounted. Maybe one of those could have hung up and it's just out of balance. It's going to shake all day. Then you don't want to add tape. That's such a good idea, Jeff, until you brought that up. For sure. But that's why we look on these pit boxes with the engineers. That's the type of discussion you have to have. You're trying to break down this riddle of how you're going to fix your car.
Hey, Kim, tell us more about the 24 of William Byron.
Yeah, we talked about his brake problems during stage 1. He didn't offer a lot of specificity, just said they are good. Well, he finally chimed into the team to tell them exactly what the problem is. Here's the radio from William Byron.
It's great, man. I don't know what to do. Like, they feel the pedal involved. I don't know whether they're not cool enough or what. Let's try more stuff. Just getting worse when I try to pump.
So you heard her talk about that brake pedal going long, reduced brake power typically that means an overheating instance. He talked about the tools inside the race car that he's going to try to use. So what are those again that he has behind the wheel that he can hopefully try and alleviate some of that brake pedal going long?
Well, so I agree with you, Kim. That usually when the brake pedal gets long, it just simply means when the driver presses on it, it's not pushing back hard enough. It kind of squishes like a sponge. Jeff, being loose in, you want to add front brake, remove rear, it helps balance, but it's easy to overheat the front. So that really takes away some of this balance. Long pedal that could hurt the handle.
These are hydraulic brake systems, right? And when you have a long pedal, it's because the fluid is not doing its job. So has it gotten hot?
Right.
It's actually making the fluid boil a little bit. So that makes the pressure, you got no brake pressure, you got no brake pedal pressure. And the only way to really fix that, if it isn't just a heating issue, is to actually bleed the brakes. Because they are do that here. That's not going to happen. So this may just be a problem they have to deal with all day.
This guy right here at the bottom between Bell and last week's winner, Bubba Wallace, in that 23 machine.
What an awesome performance that was. To get the Brickyard 400 win, to get into the playoffs, doesn't have to be in that situation that he's been in too many times. By his own words, just always living life on the bubble and missing out and having to be a spectator of the playoffs, so to speak. Not this year. That 23-11 driver is in and can focus that so that this today and the next 3 rounds looks very different because you've got your eyes firmly on the playoffs and setting up for those final 10 races of the year.
And I mentioned earlier that in stage 1, no pit stop required. No such luck in stage 2. Currently, this will be completing the 50th lap of the second stage, 110 on fuel. So we'll see how far these guys decide to run before they have to pit under green. I expect them to come at around lap probably 90 or 100. It'll be interesting. If I'm going to pit at the end of stage 2, I split this one kind of in the middle. If I'm going to stay out at the end of stage 2, which is a real option, I run all the way till I'm out of gas at about lap 100 or 110 of this run.
And we have run caution free so far for 100. Iowa Soeedway.
Today, you're meeting for coffee. Like I love you. And then before you know it, hey, you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Launcher American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead. Skipping breakfast wasn't a big deal before. I got you. But now, Wendy's has buzz biscuits, like the Honey Bunny chicken biscuit, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Take away downtown, walking fast, faces pass and hold down.
That's my Tina. Our house? Top work. Private parking, but for us, we've got one. The network did too.
The number one network choice in public safety. Your mission is our purpose. I have always wanted to be a woman. You know, you know, it's happening. Oh.
That house would have killed my boy.
I was happy to work out this next time. So that's a the new series from USA.
53 laps at the head of this field. The pole sitter just continues to go. He's handled his prime ready, and he's in a very good groove in stage 2. A lot of conversation on the radio about brakes, so that's the key here while we're playing. 45 to begin with. Look at the opening on the right front. A lot of open on that top hose. Shaking. So it would say they need to cool their brakes flats, add some tape. Compare that to the 24. A little different because he has to open the top and bottom. What's really impressive is look at the difference over here. I mean, look how close up both guys have the left front. What about front to rear? Both of these drivers temperature the left front brakes. But when I'm talking about inches, I mean, that's like small little fractions of an inch. So that's the concern. You add tape. If I only want to cover a half inch more, how precise can you be in a pit stop? I can't have you just slap a piece of tape on there and cover that entire.
We're back all the way around the racetrack. Once again, the leader is called Bill Gregson. Noah putting up a fight, trying to stay in the lead lap. That's going to throw Blaney right into this battle. Blaney trying to get to the outside. Here comes Brad.
This is shaped of stage 1 all over again, but it was William Byron on the back of Noah Gregson looking for a way through with Keselowski all over him, and Blaney has gone high. And that's opened up the door for Brad Keselowski to slip into second.
That's a great example of how on edge these race cars are. Blaney just overdrove the entry by maybe 3 feet. And the second he did it, the back of the car didn't have grip. These cars are very difficult to drive.
Look, each weekend, Steve and I get spoiled by Jeff, where he takes us for early morning rides in the Pace Cup. And the difference between that newly resurfaced, which is now more than a year old, by the way, those large patches you see at either end of the track. Steve, you were the first to comment on it. When you go off that recently resurfaced onto the older asphalt, it's crazy the difference.
It's unbelievable the difference. And I'm shocked at the difference, how it appears a year later.
You know, it's just so difficult to point out what it used to look like. You see the 3 and the 9 on the bottom side by side.
Last year when they repaved the corners, they were basically pitch black, and it was obvious. Now the whole place is bleached so much, it's hard to understand that those sections in the corner are much smoother.
Boy, that fight that you just saw a glimpse of, Austin Dillon and Chase Elliott, and by the way, Christopher Bell is in this mix as well. There it is, bottom glass. This has been going on for probably 30 laps, Dillon and Elliott, and it's kind of shades of the opening stage between William Byron and Brad Keselowski. Just working, looking, different options, different lines, looking for a way by. Let's talk more about Elliott, the Napa machine. Here's Dave Burns.
See that? Walker watches, you now see Bell coming up behind the two of them. They were told, the Iowa driver was told about 5 laps ago that you and the 3 were the fastest on that lap. So they don't want to give up. They know the cars are very good. Chase on his part was a little bit confused about what he thought about his car early in that first stage. He said, I was off a little bit on what I thought. I really liked it by the end. So very few changes in the 9. Still not running up front. Trying to hold off right now the 3 and the 20 for 8.
Tight at the front. Keselowski has caught Briscoe. And now he's like, hey, I did this in the first stage. Let's do it again in the second.
He would rather not have to. He's trying to make up for a slower pit stop. That's okay early, but you see how long this is taking, 67 laps to get up to even battle for the lead. It's clear that's the best car for me so far. That's the 6th Brad Keselowski. And surprisingly, his teammate was the next car. Petition going a lap down, Ryan Freese is the 16th.
Yeah, kind of split all over because Buescher's only running 28, so the boss is good. The raw speed out of the 3 RFK cars, it is for sure tipped heavily to the 6.
Reese has had a good year. Not a good race so far, but they tend to get better as the race goes on. See Brad Keselowski got tight in the middle of the corner. Here he goes again. This is what he did at the end of stage 1. Got up the racetrack, but he didn't have pressure from behind. He could try something if it didn't work. No big deal. But now he has pressure from Blaney. If he tries something and it doesn't work, Blaney can take that spot.
It's the teammates bottom box. Kyle Larson on the inside of William Byron for fourth.
We saw the 24 of William Byron back of the car, wiggling, getting into the corner, continuing to talk about brake issues. If you cannot lean on the brakes and trust what the car is going to do, it is going to affect the corner entry the most. And the most difficult part of this racetrack is corner entry.
23 of Bubba Wallace on pit road near the middle of the stage. As I talked about, if you're going to hit for sure at the end of stage 2, you would break this up in the middle. That seems to be what the 23 is going to do. The 10 of Ty Dillon is also on pit road.
All right, Colby, we're going to take some risky strategies and something that is still racing.
I think that's the question here. Splitting this exactly in half. Is that going to draw more to pit road, Steve?
I like the opposite. I actually like running this fuel tank long. You can run about 85 laps before you have to spend weight on gas. So I would run at least to 85 laps on this run. They're currently at 63 green flag laps. But we will see if those new tires from the 23 is just too much of a risk. 16's now decided to jump off the road in front of you, Dave.
Overshot just a little bit of his mark. He's still in the box, but the crew had to adjust to that. Just about hitting on the road a little bit of time. He said the car goes very loose. He'll get 4 tires and adjustments and some of the fuel.
You're going to be very careful here in Iowa. While it's a relatively, not a huge penalty as far as the time on pit road because you run most of a lap.
What is that delta, by the way?
So you lose about 25 seconds when it's a pit stop. So I'll at 35 seconds if you're changing 4 tires. But the lap times are only 25 seconds. So you're for sure going a lap down. But if you're a bit back, you can go 2 laps down. So you have to be very careful because if you rejoin 2 laps down, somebody blows the tire. That's kind of the end of your
Back for 9. Remember, we saw Austin Dillon a little bit ago underneath Chase Elliott. Austin Dillon made that pass, and he has driven away from Chase Elliott. Good start, Carly. Chase Dillon has a good modern day fast. Christopher Bell, he's fast every week. He's getting by Chase Elliott. Chase's car later in this run, Steve, is starting to go away from him.
That patience that Austin Dillon.
Come on in, stage 2.
It's been
75 on a 140.
Dillon has had a top 10 result. That was
145 on a 350 completed. And watching on the go with CeeLo. Well, welcome in. Or if you're watching Speedway Homes.
Keep standing by. William Byron standing your way.
Yeah, we heard you talk about that long brake pedal. That was the only complaint about that strip relay tight. Most of that time, but the long run is a struggle for the years that he needs for longevity in this car. Air pressure gets in,
This is going to be an interesting thing. I just don't know if 1 or 2 cars at a time is going to get these guys off their game. You see Briscoe staying on the racetrack. I really think they're going to continue to run. The 24 is running 5th. I don't think that's enough for Briscoe to kind of jump off his strategy. I think they're looking ahead. Run long here, and then you may not even have to get to the end of this stage. But then you can say gas to get to the win.
He almost had tried to work that. He almost jumped the cushion. He got great forward momentum. I mean, he was on the rabbit head. Could not have been an inch higher.
Now let's see this race at 75 and has a mirror full of Brad Keselowski.
Almost like the perfect way to fill up your day. Like the All-American Quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 54 grams of protein. And now, buy any footlong in the app, get another half off. Order now on the 7th app.
At Napa, we are the pros with simple solutions for complex electrical. Napa.
Let's go to the 41. Go Buster. Oh.
J.D. Power is ranked Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. 3% APR for 60 months on the Nissan Pathfinder, the Nissan Murano, Nissan Rogue.
Now get 0% APR for 60 months on select popular models.
Are you looking at 4x4s on Cars.com again?
No,
Whenever you look at 4x4s, you turn into the version of yourself that drives a 4x4.
I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Really?
I would. Look. Fine. Keep the beard.
2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Cars.com. Where 2 minutes?
Did your streaming expire when you least expected? Save the day by using the Bank of America customized cash rewards card and choose to earn 6% cash back on online purchases.
The Iowa
Oh, 350. Back on the green.
Half an hour east of downtown Des Moines, and this fight continues. Look at the 12 of Ryan Blaney. He's ready to repay the favor on Brad Keselowski from what he did a little earlier. Here's Marty Snyder.
This long green flag cycle continues. Car to no start. This car way too free. Yeah.
And for Kyle Larson, it's going to be a chassis adjustment to his side center snapping loose on that seems kind of confusing. It feels like yesterday a reminder for him to not speak on pit road as well.
So it's very interesting when these teams decided this is kind of Jack and go. You shouldn't have to wait on gas, Kim.
As we see the leader, Chase Briscoe, making a stop after getting that first stop. He said, two some issues getting tight and dirty here. He said, if we can't fix that, it's going to be very hard to pass as they put those fresh sticker tires on and takes it up with them.
There was some performances earlier in the year from the 19 crew. They are getting better the longer the season goes on.
Pit stops are the utmost importance.
Kim.
As we have Justin Haley, he said it feels like the fronts are coming apart on those tires. We didn't have some drivers after the last stops at the interstate line. Had some warning, so we also have those tires to make the
Chase Elliott on pit road.
I feel like I have to lean too hard on it to get my trust in it. He's gone.
Fords, and then 1, 2, 3. First Toyota is Christopher Bell in the number 20 car. Top 4. 22 Giuliano is on pit road.
Today, the European Cup Series champion and teams.
I wouldn't give up on him just yet. Never count Bill now. Championship driver, championship crew chief.
We have cars that have pitted. Remember, the first one we saw on pit road was William Byron. Briscoe. So there's Briscoe, but up the road a little bit is the 24 Byron. So on cars that can make it to the finish, Byron is leading theoretically the race. We still have to see a bunch of guys pitted, whether it's like but Byron was 3.3 seconds back when he pitted. That early pit stop, fresher tires have allowed him to leapfrog the 19.
Nice. Good work from Hendrick Motorsports, driver of the 24. Had a good run going last weekend at Indianapolis, but ran out of fuel late in the race.
Here's an example of new tires versus low tires in 71 of Michael McDowell. On much fresher tires, they would easily give out a leader.
Very important because he was that 2-lap down threshold we were talking about, Jeff. That would have been a bad time for yellow for McDowell, Dave.
This was run on the last stop.
Yeah.
Was following the lead of Austin Dillon on their way by Chase Elliott. So the ring Camry leaves its pit box. We go back to the front. Keselowski, Blaney, Cindric. When are we going to see this lead trio come in?
a long time from now, I believe. I think they're going to run these things until they need gas. So I would say another roughly 5 laps at this point, unless they just feel like it potentially wear a tire all the way through, Marty.
Yeah, it's crazy. You don't normally see a green flag cycle be this long. Remember, Bubba Wallace started this green flag cycle at lap 139. Really, it's pit road. Has slowly been.
Ago, we showed you screenshot of Nascar.
Yeah.
Hocevar, the 22-year-old from Michigan, has been very quietly and effectively running.
Josh Bailey is 5th. Hamlin is 6th. Tyler Reddick, 7th. Eric Jones, 8th. Aaron Coleman, 9th. Kyle Busch, 10th. Cole Custer, 13th.
As he was last year with 4 to go, but there's been more promising performances from Hocevar this year. I'm very impressed. I think he jumped over the fence and what was too aggressive. I would maybe be a little too conservative. I think they had to back down to find that middle ground.
A few moments later.
And there's been some separation there. Keselowski has been able to put some other cars in between he and Ryan Blaney.
Denny Hamlin in that 11 car, he was way up the racetrack the lap before in 1 and 2, lost several spots. Let's go back and see what happened. This in the corner. Caution on the racetrack.
Caution on the racetrack. SVG, the 88 car.
Are loving this yellow. Unfortunately, not loving it. Having neighbors sitting in.
He wanted a caution. He just didn't get in.
Yeah, right. Let's see who's we might get.
Yep.
Over and over. This weekend that's been the trouble spot. This be last before Denny Hamlin almost did it.
This was just, you heard Marty talking about it's rare that you see this big wave. It's tough. Car fall off the length of the track really opened up this opportunity to run long. William Byron will get the free pass, and then a whole bunch of cars will take a wave around. But remember, it's going to be lead lap cars, lap down cars, then the free pass car, and then the wave around car. So when you may get your lap back, you're going to get up all your track position.
It's a big advantage for some teams that were struggling a little bit. Reddick talked about struggling. Jones didn't have the speed that he had yesterday. Coleman, he had the penalty. Busch.
Good progress off of that.
All of those is a big break for him.
Yeah. So that two laps down, little things like that can make a huge difference. So first caution, not stage break caution of this Iowa 350 powered by him. Now all the leaders will come to pit road. Everyone you see on the left side, 73 laps on their tires, they'll all come to pit road. Keselowski, so top 14. So far, so good for the driver of the 6. Brad Keselowski answering the challenge of a win is needed to get himself in the playoffs. And he has been at the front of this race, either leading or top 3 for the majority of this Iowa Corn 350.
They cannot have pit stops like they did on the first stop. Cannot give up that many stops.
11.3 seconds.
Cannot give it up.
Here's the RFK crew. Up against Team Penske. Let's go. The gap from the cars cars. That should help the 6 and the 12 maintain their position. Just lap down cars in between. Coming in white body.
Yeah, Ronnie Blaney told Jonathan Hassler it starts off strong, but man, it just goes way too free at the end of the run. I need more stability on entry. And as Jeff mentioned, that last Bosky's crew lost on 4 spots in the last conference. We'll see what they can do here. He's fired up tighter, but the end of the run, way too free, Cal.
Jackie going in the left rear of Austin Centric. They said just a little bit one better on the long run as they take the sticker tires and fuel.
See Austin Cindric by your screen there, by left to right on your screen. It's been a very productive day for the Talladega winner earlier this season. And he's been in the mix when it counts. Unfortunately for Shanghai Pittsburgh and the driver of the Red Bull Chevrolet for Trackhouse, he was the cause of this caution.
All-American Club combo, extra kilos out.
For just $1 more, you can make it a Happy Gilmore meal and you get a collectible cup.
Gilmore with his own meal deal? Sure, I love it. Actually, there's only 600. Imagine a conversation with liberty. Only pay for cheap. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Are you looking at cars on cars again?
No.
Whenever you look at tours, you turn to the version of yourself that drives a 4x4. Really?
Really?
I was thinking of something more sophisticated. Look, fine. Keep the beer.
2 million cars, 2 million possible cars that where to?
$1,000 off and a phone with no trigger.
We don't even have to trigger it. See?
With $1,000 off, then phone with no trigger. Listen, go first.
Different sizes. That's why Sunderland invented the any size one low price mattress set. No matter what size mattress, twin, full, queen, or king, you can get on the roof. Get this mattress for just $99. Only at Sunderland.
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR on USA is brought to you by Let's Go Places. Mutual Insurance. In the spirit, in a packed house here at Iowa Soeedway, this is year number 2 for the NASCAR Cup Series here at this less than 1 mile oval. And it's been this interesting race so far today. All those parts really here moving on a pace car. So basically, the leader was scored behind them and kind of get their lap back for free. You see it running by, Larson, all these guys right here.
If not, the leader, we started like the early second in the racetrack. So they sent all those guys God. 19 waiver rounds, 11 of them back into the lead lap.
Remember when they used to do that? Oh, yeah. It was running like 15. Not Hayward would explode, but they're all they were supposed to be. But 19 waivers to your point. So now, let's get on to the Byron. He's going to be the team race, which is going to be the good break for Byron because he now has fresh tires and full fuel. And then do the waiver rounds. So,
yeah.
Go on. What he knows is it could be 34 to win the stage. Lane took control on there's Byron right there. And you think he's way in the back until you see all the cars behind him. There were several issues on pit road. Let's show you what we have on that previous round of stops. Kyle Busch walks in the 48. Kyle, right rear hanging. I would have loved if I was a 48. They would have. He was allowed to do.
right before he needed. Got two pieces of his box, right? Didn't allow him to get where he needed to get.
I don't know. I would keep an eye on that. Watch this as we come back. End of that caution. So the outside choose, and Keselowski's on the inside. Here comes Tickets. He's off considering in that right yard of Menards number 2. On the inside of him for the Wood Brothers. What a relief for Tyler Reddick in that McDonald's 2311 Toyota. It's been a tough one for the he gets a little relief.
Yeah.
He is the top 8. Several drivers that have really been active. We weren't really talking about before. Josh Perry, Ty Gibbs, Suarez.
Reddick there at 7. He's hated the car all day. Says he has brake check. He's now middle 3 wide up there. 43 was 6 and the 12 side by side. There's that 3 wide battle. Look at Jones. This is going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The orange car is Daniel Suarez. Here comes the 48 Ally Chevy of Alex Bowman. He's been able to clear himself from Kyle Bourgeois as Kyle's down on the low line. Reddick is kind of hung up there. Here they come. They're swamping it. Have problems for the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
Kyle Busch making it 3 wide on the bottom. Battle for the lead. Keselowski trying to get underneath Blaney.
It is happening everywhere here at Iowa Speedway. Brian Briscoe as he tries to go around the outside of Reddick. Problem for Cody Ware.
All right, who was leading the 6 and the 12 when the caution came out? Cody Ware spinning down the front straightaway.
We went all that time with no caution, other than the stage break, and now we've had 2 in quick succession.
So the 12 was leading when the caution came out.
This is an opportunity for a lot of those late round cars now to kind of play the game of leapfrog. So I do think you're going to see some cars pit on the back half of the lead lap.
Would this be something if Ryan Blaney could go back-to-back here at Iowa Speedway? Long way to go, though, running lap 181 of 350.
They got the drivers that caution cycle really helped. You have Bowman, who was caught speeding. He's all the way back up to 9th. Kyle Busch in that backup car was a lap down earlier, got the free pass. Both of them were on the right side, so with the scoring grid on the left side, you see them running 9th and 10th. Really nice work by both of those teams taking advantage.
But the dropper of this Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen Chevy, Kyle Busch, even before that caution, was making really good progress.
Yeah, he made up a bunch of spots, struggled early. This is what happened. You see Cody Ware in the back of the pack on the front straightaway. Had trouble on the exit to turn 4. Ended up spinning late. On a single car incident.
I think the front group is going to stay out. The stage is too close. Tires don't really matter. That's what I'm thinking. That's Randall Burnett. I think what he's saying is correct, which is get now, take tires and fuel, and in 20-something laps, you stay on the racetrack. Because you're in a position to only stop one more time. Now, the challenge is does Blaney and Keselowski think they can stay out of the stage yet? Because remember, they picked up the last yellow. So it's going to be a very mixed-up group of strategies. Frontier, no doubt. Who's the first guy to jump in the strategy? No takers. See, they think all the leaders are going to do it. There you go. All the cars that pitted under green had to take a wave around. There's no reason for these guys not to pit. They have the older tires.
They said, I'm not scared to lose the positions now. If this is what you think is
Yeah, this question first came out. Cliff Daniels, crew chief for Kyle Larson said, I'm debating on pitting left in radio silence till pit road open on the last second. He said, pit. They are trying to make it this but pit first tire is off the 19. They on the top of Chase Briscoe.
3 good stops from the 1918. And how's it all going to work out for Ben from the pole?
Iowa Soeedway turning it on for these Cup Series stars for the second year in a row.
At Progressive, we treat your outdoor vehicles like the noble creatures they are. And when you be sure to get the 24/7 protection they deserve. There you go. So they're always ready for your next adventure. Because that's just how we do it around these parts, around them parts. It's just how we do it here. Get ready to rise with more shine. Introducing the all-new now featuring precision fit foils or in right where you need them for targeted support night after night. Sleeping faster. Wake up to what's next. With some salt.
Flavor bubbles. It's called the Big Bill. And it's a good boy.
You're sick. On vacation. Now you're finding space to going on there. With them. Alone. But mom's having into that. You can use virtual visits at Amazon One Medical. And so, as you get delivered back to the hotel, it's known gets out a joyful family fun. No.
This is my WWE.
Take us down. Live today, only on USA.
We welcome you back to the free movie powered by Akron and Rock Water. Henry Hanley, the most discount furniture and the Soeedway family. Look at how much Denny had his hands full right before the coming wet portion. Right, just all weekend. Remember, that was on fresh copies. Yeah, that was on this most strip you're going to have all day long right there. All right, let's get going. Let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to resume. Let's get the Democratic girls almost considering he's making the next Josh Berry on that second row. Pushing his team like tie games. Back to action here in Iowa. Keselowski on the inside on that low line. Has his nose in front for now, but here comes Ryan Blaney on the high side. What always appears as an executed pass, not always comes to fruition. Case in point in the top box. Keselowski's been working that bottom, keeps trying to run Blaney up the racetrack to get the spot. Just cannot quite make it happen. Look at the chaos behind all this. Briscoe in the middle, trying to get those tires to work. Clear Brad Keselowski around the 12. There's nothing clear. No one's clear. I guess that was a little clear at the moment. Updated points as they run on the left-hand side of your screen, but it's going to change a lot between now and your road tire there. The tire, so tire wear is a conversation. We've seen some cords on pit road and some of these right fronts. Nothing so alarming as we go on World Cup walks, we go to onboard camera. But keep it in your mind, because the way this race is playing out, I think some teams are going to stay out and try to stretch a set of tires. So, you know, wear is never an issue, but it's the way it is. Yeah, that's kind of what happens, right? Kyle Busch on Denny Hamlin. This is for night. Nascar is better than it was at the start of the race. Why that shed is number 8 for Richard Childress right here in Kyle Busch. Because Reese is jumping over the outside. Green Powell just trying to lay down in the corner. Trying to get momentum to the middle. It's aggressive. Denny's not going to love it, but you need to take it.
It's just how it is today. Just the racing is ultra aggressive.
There is terrific racing everywhere. In the pack, either at the front, in the top 10, in the teams, it's everywhere. Reese almost coming into contact with Denny Hamlin. Open up that 3 wide on the bottom left. I thought Denny was thinking 3 wide. Now he's turning the thing almost up out of the groove. He's going to put the spot to the 24 Byron.
I think he's just not comfortable with his race car.
No, he sounded that way in pre-race. He's like, man, I just didn't have a good race last year. I wasn't great in practice. I don't have a lot of experience. On board the ball. Toyota Camry and Denny Hamlin. That's Suarez if you're looking at her. Denny's currently in 12th. Bobby told more about Hamlin.
Yeah, DJ mentioned how the drivers have their hands full and come down the green. It's been a rough weekend here in Iowa. And Denny Hamlin will echo, yes, it is empty behind the wheel. Listen to the radio.
Edge is definitely better. Burger is 100% better. Just still just shattering like crazy.
Yeah, Jim, I've never heard so many drivers just talk about how sketchy and losing almost every run, losing spots at the beginning of the run. As you mentioned, in theory, you should have the most grip.
One driver's talking about chattering. Look at these tires that bouncing across the racetrack. And when it's the right rear chattering, it is out of control. Imagine driving on ice. Back of the car is always trying to spin out. Problem is, he's got to get about 60 miles an hour.
I wasn't expecting the second half of the radio to be 100% better. After the first half of the radio, that just tells you how much work these guys are putting in. Austin Dillon in the 3 car, currently leading the lap 182.8. That is split strategies, 10 laps pressure on fuel tires. Not a huge advantage, just worth pointing out because he is the front of that strategy, currently running 14.
So at the back of the 172 strategy is the orange car of Danny Suarez with the 99. Just taking with his bunch. He's been pretty happy with the car most of the day. With that strategy getting it where it is now, they want to keep that track position. And if it's any indication, remember how good a 3 has been. The 99s were in the right with it.
That's a really great point, Dave. Jim, to get bioethanol number 3 for and again, he can drive his way through, make positions. It's been a really encouraging run for the driver of the 3.
They had that car with Richard Childress several weeks ago. Made it clear on the radio. We have got to make these race cars. It's not the race car drive, it's a car problem. They have all better race cars and racetracks. He said that on the radio. Because he knows it. Because it's not the policy is a different rider.
It seems like there's a decent response right here. Feelings about a track, and there's lots of positive feelings for Austin Dillon here because he's been coming here for years. He won in trunks here. He raced ARCA, he raced Xfinity Series. Spoke about that. He raced Xfinity as recently as yesterday. So positive vibes, and that's going to be true. So what's going to be this for Childress? There's his grandfather.
Hey, a guy wants to win. He's dedicated his whole life to races at the cup level. And if you think about Richard Childress, many of his counterparts that he raced against, his followers, they're not here anymore. He has found a way to make it and to continue to make stuff happen no matter what changes in the sport. He said that he's a fighter. He's also trying to be that way as well.
Let's have a look at the restart with a focus on the drivers of the 9 and the 5. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson.
Oh, the 9 makes a pretty wide middle. They get door to door.
We're teammates. Too high. Middle open. Chase Elliott went for it. Just riding along Christopher Bell.
And the Ty Dillon, we're heaping praise on his brother for what has happened to the Seabest number 10.
Leave out over 2 seconds. He also ran the fastest lap of the race. This car couldn't be as fast as we all thought it might look early. Let's see what happens on the outside of 34 of Gilliland. Oh boy.
And Todd got loose. Got loose up the Ty and walked kicks the racetrack. And unfortunately, Ty Dillon paid the price. Ty Dillon's not going to carry the Gilliland.
All he knows is he drove in there, leaving the guy who was left a full lane, and he was around backwards.
There's a great shot of it right here. See right there, the car transitions through the bumps. The car never turn it and get to the bottom.
And Ty Dillon place wrong time. He told me yesterday how much he has enjoyed this 2025 Cup season, being back full time in Cup, having commercial partners who are enjoying their time being associated with it. He had a big smile on his face yesterday. That smile won't be there right now. That's great.
Yeah, it's a lot. Look, he's had this year. He really has done a really nice job. Everybody in college can be proud of what he's done. Don't know. I'm assuming he's going to be back in this car next year. A lot of unknowns. What's going on throughout the field, but I think he's earned it. He's earned the opportunity to give this another shot.
I mean, what he's earned is companies like Ideal. You know, we want to be a part of this organization. Right? College racing has improved enough that I think their partners can see it. You know, they're giving the track. We're to be open this time. So we probably will see a couple laps sprint to the finish, but the problem is staying out of winning the stage. So in the long run for strategy, you see a lot of missed calls on pit road, cheap faces, and a lot of pit crews stretching the way out. I think 6 days out, and then he's oh yeah.
Hamlin's right with him, and here is Dennis View. Body standing.
Here with 4 to go. Obviously, they won't pit at the end of the stage, but he gets him more in line with the others who pitted before. Hamilton, the car just still way too free.
William Byron there on the left hand of your screen. Debating on whether or not to come down or stay out. Ultimately, Byron made the decision. He felt like tires could be worth something.
Just that smooth, rhythmic opening stage, good rhythm. And this has been very much stuff there, joined by multiple cautions.
We saw the 10 on pit road. I just want to point what's called a quick yellow. Do that, it's consistent. The choose right here, the 3 the 2 the racing does make pit road clogged at times. That was a good time. That was very few cars too.
Switch on the choose. Last time it was Blaney on the high side correct. So this is good. We'll see what difference this brings between these two guys who have seen a lot of each other. Side gives behind Cedric. And Kyle Busch right behind him.
It's about just made the thing. You lose it on the track, losing it on pit road, right? So you have got to be aggressive.
You let me see Toyota. This stage produces for him because they're running 7th at the moment in the Legacy Motor Club. Let's go back racing. Here we go. 2 to go, stage 2. Let's finish it off. Oh, they got watch on the inside. Push on the inside at the moment. Martin almost right for the front stretch. Keselowski streaks off turn 2. But what a start that was from Busch. Busch has got down onto the inside and he's now vying for 4th place on the inside of Ty Gibbs. 1 lap to go in this stage, presented by Credit One Bank. It's the Carson open up. Slides to a stop.
Still under green. No yellow yet. I said that because we're coming back to the end of the stage. Nascar's going to let the stage finish under green already.
How about that? He sweeps the stages so far today, does Brad Keselowski.
And Carson got rolling. Yep. Assuming NASCAR was watching him, they saw him come off the wall. They're like, hey, we feel like he's going to get rolling, so they let it go green.
It has been a long time since Brad Keselowski has swept the stages. 6 years, in fact. So what a productive day, positive day for the driver of the 6.
Look at that. My car just crazy to see whatever he did to him
on the previous restart. And this is what happened to Hurricane Hosovar. Look close at your screen. Top side.
3 wide. Contact with John under Nemechek. Around he goes. Yeah, there it is right there.
As closing back to the stage, emblematic of the stage.
Look at that, honey. The Takis Fuego meal. 20 spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis chips and Fuego fries inspired by Takis. So Takis fans, you're welcome. And new Takis fans, good luck. For an intense new take on Takis, gotta be Wendy's.
He's a bell, he's a boy, he's a bell boy. Hotels bring joy, he's a bell boy. This is the best. Like up to 20% off hundreds of thousands of hotels, no one ever said I can't get into rent. We represent people on the worst day of their lives. That is happy.
We brought this case.
What this is from instead. We do not surrender. Big mistake. Johnny Ray Black was murdered. They knew about it. They covered it up.
If you want to screw the people who screwed our clients, what are you willing to do? To be a rainmaker.
The Rainmaker, the new series premieres August 15th on you. This is a Ford home charger. When you're sleeping, it's working to ensure you start every day with the charge you need. So, as America's #2 EV brand, and covering the cost of standard installation, it's that simple. Electric confidence from day one.
I was. I feel and then I found so we've been on this journey together. I've lost over 100 pounds and my entire life has changed. I can do so much more and I'm ready for new adventures. Check out joinmulti.com.
Brace yourself for something fuel nominal. Unleaded 88 is cheaper, cleaner, and greener than regular unleaded, but strong by farmers. So, pump it up with unleaded 88. We are in the stage break after the second stage. But watch this, and watch how wild this got, especially with Kyle Larson contacting his teammate Chase Elliott. Look how sideways Larson gets.
Yeah, almost wrecked. I cannot believe he saved that race car. He had to take Briscoe.
This is awesome right here. I mean, wrecked again, saved it somehow. Pit road is open, 48 the first taker. I think all the leaders, I think the whole field has decided that this is going to be a one-stop race from here. Makes sense in my mind, Dave.
Coming back from a speeding penalty earlier and getting a little hand gesture from Kyle Busch with a little near contact on pit road. Alex Bowman still in the game to make the playoffs. They just need a solid run two there with these last 4 races.
The problem is, if we widen the camera out a little bit, you're going to see him and John Hunter Nemechek all by their lonesome. And what I mean by that is this new world of NASCAR, this new just factor of not a lot of tire grip going away. It is purely a fuel game. It wasn't Pocono, it wasn't Indy. It is at Iowa. And popular or unpopular, that is the current situation. There are 29 cars in the lead lap and 2 cars that everyone else is on board with one stop from here.
These guys have had to be pretty gritty today on this short track experience in Iowa. But who's going to be the tough one when it comes to the checkered flag?
COPD is an outbreak. This is Trilogy helped us see things with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler. Trilogy keeps airways and prevents future flare-ups. Trilogy also improves lung function so he can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trilogy won't replace the rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy for COPD because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
An All-American Club combo, extra jalapeno, $2 a pop.
For just $1 more, you can make it a Happy Gilmore meal and get a collectible cup.
Gilmore with his own meal deal?
Hey, Shooter, I love your cup.
Actually, we got a Happy Gilmore meal.
Breeder and homegrown, now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with a leaded 88.
What a beautiful shot of Iowa Speedway. You're watching the Iowa 12350 powered by ethanol. Powerball and the Iowa Lottery have teamed up here in the Heartland to give lottery players the ultimate NASCAR experience. From hot pumping to exclusive drivers like Kyle Larson, Justin Olson, Chastain, all the just fun. Every exclusive Powerball tickets and programs that make your state stronger. Stay tuned. We'll announce the 6 million lottery players advancing for a chance to win $1 million from Daytona on August 3rd. Yeah. So that's a great shot.
I'd still come work if you did. You hit with a big Powerball.
That's how humble you are.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there's a great shot. And you know who has a good perspective is our Hall of Famer Dale Jarrett and Marty Snyder. Guys, on the Big Cop Pit Box. Great spot.
Just bet the under on Steve. Let me tell you, I'm on my golf course. Dale Jarrett hanging out with you here. What's more impressive, DJ, the fact that Brad Keselowski came in with 0 today. He now has 2. Or Kyle Busch, who has the same guy who was down the lap now on the top. Yeah, there's no doubt Brad Keselowski. Yesterday, it was getting a little too much on the one side. Got away from Kyle into the wall. So immediately, they didn't play on children present his team as Jeff but they have to make their cars better. They went up, tightened that car up for him to start this race, but he did a great job in the stage 1. Got the wake around from our last yeah.
Come on in. What can I give it to? Come on in. Come on. You just watch.
And when the checkered flag cars that do have a little bit of pressure, a little bit of that first spin of that monster number 54. Josh Berry is in the mix. He's tucked in behind Austin Sidrick. Austin Sidrick. Two young guys. Lasso on the outside of Bush. Priest is there in the mix. Bush takes that low line on him and tries to go up and join Josh Berry. Oh, Chase Elliott on the outside of Priest. That was tight. And these two guys are together again after two separate points of contact. First was Elliott hitting. Oh, and Denny Hamlin's around.
Denny Hamlin's around.
Winner this year. It had been a challenging day. He said he was constantly on edge, and now he's going around. It was an 18th place. Four wide at this racetrack. It's typically not going to work very well. Just not enough room. Contact with AJ Allmendinger. And I think honestly trying to keep him spinning Allmendinger out, almost spun himself out.
And the Dinger did a good job of keeping.
There was two of them that were going to rank, and somehow Dinger did.
They were three.
He just, when he made contact, then he just turned the car right. He didn't ever like turn it right. In my eyes, he was looking out for AJ there. Yeah.
Good job from Mike.
For mates,
Yeah, absolutely.
Marty.
Yeah, Jeff Briscoe just asked Denny Hamlin, is there anything you need from me so something like that wouldn't happen again? He said, no, I don't need anything adjustment-wise. He said, we were just ping-ponging off of each other. So, to your point, that's what happened to Denny Hamlin, not a handling issue at all.
And it's more wide. Look, this track is wide. It's wide enough for wide, but the groove where the newer asphalt is not wide enough for wide. Three at the most can get through there, and everybody stay in the high grip area of the racetrack. As the racetrack has changed colors, it's hard to tell where the new asphalt.
Come on, Team Ford, whoever that will be.
Let's have a look at it again. You got Ross Chastain in that white car down to the right on the inside. It's just
contact. Just
loose in the corner. Loose in the corner. He needed a lane to save it. The lane was occupied. It's really, I want to make it simple, but that's what happens.
Fortunately, contact as far as with the wall there. I think maybe damage to the 11 car.
We know all too well what a short track specialist Denny is, and his last non-top 5 finish on a short track,
We're outside.
ironically, coincidentally, was here.
We're outside the field.
We think they go 150, 126. A couple of yellows, you might be able to make it all the way. So this is signature Joe Logano. Why wouldn't you hit outside the window? That's their move all the time. But Jones hit it from all the way up inside the top 10. So I think you're seeing guys saying, hey, this might be our last pit stop. 17, a pusher has a bit of a struggle leaving around the 77. 74, here's Chase Briscoe.
And Chase Briscoe, if they weren't going to have a bunch of cars in front of them, they said, hold on to James Long running. It's going to be close to his driver, so it looks like they might try and push it on fuel.
Well, let's remember, that's how Briscoe won Pocono. Now, I don't want to take away the type of car they had. They had a great car. But a miscalculation between driver, crew chief, jackmate, fueler, the car leaves about 2 seconds short on fuel. Briscoe does an amazing job of keeping the lead while saving gas with the victory lane at Pocono. We'll see if the gamble pays off here in Iowa.
One more look at how Denny Hamlin went around, and AJ Allmendinger kicked it out of the fence.
I have turned to
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop jar using, call your doctor right away. If you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, this Jardiance may cause you. It can suddenly worsen kidney function, make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak. Genital yeast infections, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection, depending around the anus and genitals. Call your doctor right away if you have fever, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash or swelling, difficulty breathing or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Hell.
Sleeping breakfast wasn't a big deal before.
Hey Kenneth, if you're still watching this,
Breakfast for a buck? Yeah, you and these.
yes, next game will be the Bulls and Cleveland.
That was awesome. Easy to drive. Thank you, John deere. By the way, did you take you get out of there?
Iowa Soeedway. It's just a great through the cornfield. Ryan Whiting, Austin Cedric, and Keselowski got loose on entry there.
Kozlowski got loose on entry. Hey, could you drop off the Discord link, please?
Look at how that comes back, that bright green number 3 for Austin Dillon. He's coming up on the inside of his teammate Kyle Busch. The RCR guys are door to door.
The RCR.
I love what you do right here. Left front, right on the white line. Very few cars can do that.
Oh, another.
This has been the story. A week ago, there was contact from the accident around 122 to go. Yes,
Around 122 to go. God damn.
Just cannot finish races. Remember, he just got back at the big back a couple restarts ago.
What happened? Big stack. Oh, look at that. There was that. Good tip.
Oh my gosh, he got really.
I know what I signed Blaine yet. All right, who's this car that comes in the frame right here? That's Hosovar.
It is. It's Hosovar.
I felt like it was a 77, but I needed to see confirmation before I gave it to Mr. Excitement. Let's go on board. That's why we saw Tom Yellen, Denny Hamlin. You know, that's not Hosovar being aggressive. That's just what we've seen. Unfortunately, Dane Smith is in the middle of it. What's called Hurricane? Yeah, I like that.
I see this over and over all week.
We're on board with him. He goes, I know how that feels. I've seen it. I felt it. So well last weekend in Indianapolis until he got tapped by Christopher Bell. I wanted he told out Dustin Long that immediately after the race, to Zane Smith's crew, they were busy loading up, but he apologized to every crew member. He was super nervous because he wasn't sure how he was going to be treated by the team. But he said, I wanted to be accountable for something that I did, and I took Zane out of a good finish.
He said he was nervous to yell at in the back of my mind. opportunity was. But big decision here. I think this is that moment that every crew chief was nervous about. You're right at the fuel window. I don't see any way to hold the entire field. Everybody who should stay out maybe are the ones that think tires matter or ones that are on. I actually like this choice lap. Way less takers than I thought. Oh, 2 guys on pit road. I thought we'd see the whole field. Dave?
How about the recovery for Kyle Busch here? They decide they are going to go for it in this way. The car has gotten much better. And you think about what they've done, Martin. They've turned this weekend around for Kyle so far.
According to Jeremy Mullins, they were in no man's land. That's because they did not get it full. They were going to have to come at that 255 or so. So here they hit with 119 to go. They told Kozlowski, we are going to be close to making it to the end of the race here, but they felt like this was their only loop. The rest of the leaders who stayed out, they can still run about 50 more laps if they need to.
How is this going to affect today? But the man who has won the first 2 stages, Brad Keselowski, unfortunately for Zane Smith, his day is over.
It's been a fun summer, but back to school is finally here. Make sure you get a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk, so you can show grandma their new sneakers. Stream the last lap of the race, and order some last-minute school supplies while the kids enjoy the last moments of summer. Switch to Straight Talk and spend less on wireless with a free 5G phone on us, on America's most reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, official partner of Nascar. Find us at straighttalk.com and more.
Briscoe, home sweet tomato sauce. Milwaukee local. You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. And for the night.
Got another 14.
What?
Oh, 17,891.
Just send me some commas and zeros.
Plus 7.
Nice.
That's sweet. Million visits a year.
Find a place.
Applebee's 2 for 25. Get 1 appetizer and 2 entrees like the new chicken parmesan fettuccine.
Choose 1 appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's iconic 2 for $25.
Sometimes.
But at least you can get fixed now and pay later in 4 interest-free payments at Safe Like That. Safe Like Here you go. Thank you. Take care. Get it fixed now and pay later at safelike.com.
Welcome to the final fight for the playoffs. More heat, more heartbreak, more chances slipping away. From Iowa to Watkins Glen, Richmond to Daytona. Every point matters. Now it's time for more desperation, more determination. Only you can see the truth.
Hope you're enjoying watching the Iowa Corn 350 powered by ethanol. What a day it's been here. Second time through that series here at Iowa Speedway. We're rolling around under caution after the most recent incident involving Zane Smith and Carson Hocevar. But right now, fellas, it is time for Ones to Watch, presented by Credit One Bank. What you got, Jeff?
Well, the Ty Gibbs, 50-year-old. Last year, at the beginning of this year, was horrible, but the team is together. 19th in the playoff standings. They have to win. Make it happen.
I don't have an 19 of Chase Briscoe, but he was last on February 24. I think they can switch that fuel tank.
And I've got my eyes on the 3. The 500 winner.
This to me is
Yeah.
This RCR team has seen
Oh, boy.
around because what a day it's been for Kyle Bush's teammate as well. Ready to
Ready to get things going again. Bug, back on the green again, folks.
assist the team with 3 positions. 4. It's 60. 4 car. Blue. Good restart. Dylan is on that low side. Inside Larson. And express run through there. Here comes Chase Elliott. Right through the middle. Flying off turn 4.
To the 60 of Reese, we said it. Reese and that team, they get better as the race goes on. Early in the race, fighting hard. A lot of laps left, though.
Really issues of pit road speed limit. And how are they going to make that work out to avoid a penalty? And they got penalized. What a comeback. Reese, two of the highlighted ones who were fighting to stay on the lead lap, and then the way that caution fell earlier in the race got them.
He's struggling right now. This car does not lead.
Austin Cedric on the inside of Ryan Blakey. The 2 Team Penske Fords going at it.
2 Team Penske going at it.
Flat tire took out Cedric and then took out Logano after that, and he was absolutely in position. Look at the bottom speed of Logano. Briscoe, the 43. Keselowski right behind that 19, trying to get his track position back.
Up TV.
Similar strategies, even though they.
Well, I'll be right back.
Josh Berry, Chase Elliott, and Austin Dillon. They have enjoyed just a fabulous scrap for the majority of this. They've been glued together, but coming off turn 4. Oh, he's spinning is Eric Jones.
Oh, it has gotten wild.
You heard the spotter of the 6 screaming save. That tells me we know the plan for the most, but unfortunate chain of events for the 43 was running 19.8.
That's exactly what they needed, right?
The 6?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I think they love this. I think the 19, the 6, they love this situation because this probably gets them into the window. This forces Blaney, Cedric, Priest, Barry, all the leaders. Then now they have to decide if now's the time to put fuel in their car. Let's see what happens.
Bubba Wallace was struggling in that top lane. Pretty quickly. Tries to turn to go and the Briscoe is there.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 times the lap before.
The 19 kind of exited the corner thinking he was going to be too wide. 3 wide.
Yeah.
And this was my comment on the last caution where I thought everybody was going to hit it. This situation here, I was absolutely wrong. But DeJordan stayed out. But now I think that gamble may work. Look at this. It's the 43 and the 23 hitting each other. I'm sorry, 42.
That was the lap before. Caution. That happened the lap before off turn 4.
Chastain was so it was both involved
in Bubba's lap apart. Yeah, Bubba's car got in the wall and I think a little bit of damage, and that's why he was slow off of turn 4.
And this is the moment where you say, thank goodness for last week's.
Absolutely.
Yeah. in the big scheme of things, I'm still safe. The first half of the race was kind of clean and green with only one laps and 7 wrecks since then.
Yeah, you see them. Looks like a rear suspension piece, most likely a totally something in the rear suspension they're having to fix. And I just think his lack of speed kind of caught everybody off guard coming off turn 4, and that contributed to that last caution.
Decision time for the leaders. I would dare say they're all going to pit, but I said that last time. They proved me wrong, so I'll just wait and see what they do.
Are we talking enough about Josh Berry? The 21 that Menard's Ford has done a super job today as he shadows the 2 of Austin Cindric. Okay, take us away. Take it first up.
Yep, he'd like some Sunoco fuel and Goodyear tires. They will get 4 of them and send him on his way.
Ryan Blaney, this is us. Blaney came back and said, just so on edge on the restart. It does get them to their window to be able to make it to the end. Same for Ryan Brees. They got that fortuitous caution a little bit earlier, and now he's been able to keep it up in the top 10. With 105 to go, these teams believe they for sure can make it to the end of the race here.
This is what put us under this most recent caution. Contact between circumstance.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pitching in, getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Meet the IHOP House Steak Value Menu. Everything's just $6. With the breakfast base combo, $6. French toast breakfast. That's for all that. That's $6.
One thing never changes. Life never stands still as it grows. It's just keeps getting more interesting. But you learn to roll. We all do home and home actually. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing.
Are you here for Tracy? We're here for everyone. Limo and I help people save hundreds by customizing car insurance with Liberty Mutual. We ordered a limo, not limo. Oh yeah, we do that too.
Limo?
At your service. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. For some saw pickle, we say masterpiece. A side smasher with Grillo's pickles and Dilly Ranch, tangy pickle tots, and a pickle Rita slush with pickle flavored bubbles. It's called Oh, yeah. You just don't stop here. What's the finish of Nascar Cup Series history? Close to downtown, amazing things. 3 NASCAR races and 1 VP, and it's the playoffs. Not even sure. You're not. In fact, you're looking for it. Get your tickets now at KansasSpeedway.com.
Back at Iowa Speedway. Like ethanol. Lee Dickett, Jeff Burt, Steve Lattaf with you calling this action. It's the first of our 14 races in succession, leading into the playoffs in several races' time, taking you all the way to the championship. Phoenix Crown 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion, but a whole lot of fun and racing and hard work now, and then a lot of different strategies in the race. Let's look into the 6th.
I think right here we just got to go
conversation.
And that's why we've seen a Tuesday number of caution because Brian Wilson said, we've seen tires 40 and 90 over 100 to go.
Well, there's your answer. I was thinking this was completely a fuel mileage event. A bunch of teams down there that think fuel's one thing, but if the tires don't make it, will it be fuel or will it be tires? Who's made the right choice? From Austin Cindric at the front to Brad Keselowski in 14. There are 5 different strategies. Why? From the high side of Joe Berry, and Austin Dillon is on the inside.
Austin Dillon really aggressive on the restart.
It was a year ago, this time of the season, Austin Dillon won at Richmond. I'm going to have that victory stripped away, and he got no pathway to the big way. Look at this. Austin low side. Cindric was skipped away.
Oh, Chastain in the back. Oh, yeah, loose. Bell and Lawson both got loose and both snapped. Look how it stacked everybody up. Down there 4 wide. Larson way out of the groove. It's lights down there.
These restart laps have been awesome. It's been wild, but we predicted that. That's come here. Larson on Priest now.
Oh, did he handle it loose? Oh, man.
It's Reddick and it's Bell.
Go back up, down.
The restarts have been wild, man. They've been absolutely wild.
The cars just do not drive well. They're just not for grip that a normal mile and a half type racetrack has. But this isn't a mile and a half, but it's not. It is much like a short track. And the cars just do not have grip.
Well, Jeremy Bullen's words have come true when he said to Brad Keselowski stick before that restart. I don't think it's going to go great the rest of the way. What happened between Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell?
The 19 got loose on one entry. We've seen it over. Gets into Tyler Reddick. Reddick gets into Bell. It's just been a consistent theme. Turn 1. When you're on the bottom of the racetrack, look how narrow his entry is. He turns so early. Now his angle of attack is completely messed up. Hits the bump. Gets the back of the car around. The only thing he can do is chase it up the racetrack. Takes 2 on the same contact.
Let's have a look from the 48 of Alex Bowman because he had a really good view of that.
Great job by Bowman. It's just, we saw it yesterday in practice, we saw it in qualifying, and we've seen it all day today. Turn 1, you better pay attention to your corner entry speed and how your car is driving.
It's worth discussing. We keep talking about it being a short track. Well, this is the fastest track where we run the short track aero package. The simple diffuser, not a lot of aerodynamic help, right? So most tracks, loud we do, and maybe it's a little bit faster at times, but it's flatter, different. I need bank track with a lot of speed because, and once we go to Dover, we run like an intermediate package. It has a lot more aerodynamic balance to it. So if you wonder if that, we put these guys are completely out of the racetrack.
Steve, all the no downforce fans, they have them. They're on the
Now look, I will say, if you like guys ready, then this is pretty much all we did.
You see how it's spoke. It just, sometimes you just have to guess. Right? So see it start, and you make your best guess right then, and you hope it's the right one.
Michael, that's the second time today that Michael McDowell has been right in the middle of an incident and found that magical path through as well. So the Spire drive, there he is in the Delaware Life 71. McDowell runs in the top 15.
So it's been an eventful day for Kyle Larson, who crashed out of this race a year ago, but he is still in play now.
Yeah, lost quite a few positions after that last incident, and his frustration is pegged. Take a listen to the radio.
We're gonna have to meet people. Cowboy recorder, all that.
Last hour, and it has gotten me nowhere. So look for maybe a little more aggressive from Kyle Larson in the last 95 laps.
It's not often you hear Kyle Larson on the radio like that.
He was looking for somebody to
Top two. Now we come back to it. He was like, that Kyle voice. Marty.
Top right in the road, Philson told him a moment ago, I would love to get a caution where I think more are going to come, but I think it's going to be very few. But he felt like he had to come here. They couldn't make it. They can now, again.
On right, Austin Dillon is going to be freed up a little bit for traffic.
I'll show you again why we are under this most recent portion on the inside of Tyler Reddick. He got attacked by Briscoe and then went up into Christopher Bell, and look at everybody doing a good job to avoid the 45 and the 20.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that create chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic? Oh, you bet. Every apex you nail, every second you shave, it's all knowledge that goes right back in your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
An all-American club combo, extra jalapeno, Cuba less hot.
For just $1 more, you can make it a Happy Gilmore meal and get a collectible cup.
Gilmore with his own meal deal? Sure, I love your cup. Actually, we got a Happy Gilmore meal.
Briscoe, cold and smooth survival skills.
My watch is broken.
You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. And for the mountains.
When my doctor gave me Briscoe for my COPD, things changed for me. Briscoe gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Briscoe won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Briscoe Briscoe fresh pneumonia and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if horse chest pain, problems urinating, usually changes or high.
Ask your doctor about Briscoe.
Look at that. Big thanks to the fans here in the Heartland. We're in Swan Country, and they had en masse. A packed house to see the second year of the Nascar Cup Series. Thank you very much. What a day. And the weather, Mother Nature has worked with us. Because it's been in the mid-70s. It's just been beautiful. It's been perfect. I've been in the discovering easy car, I've been waiting at least 20 years. You just associate it with history on the track. Not today, not this weekend. It's been perfect for the second year of NASCAR Cup Series, Premier Series, coming here to Iowa Soeedway. Amazing race. There's some amazing stories here at the front. Some drivers that have yet to go to victory lane. One who is in a great position in 10th with the freshest tires of everyone in the top 10. Ryan Priest had a discussion about potential loose wheel and look at the access the team has made. See the white fire suit, the iPad they bring up there. This is showing probably crew camera footage, maybe pilot picture footage, the lug nut itself, how much the socket spins. This is all the information that the decide if they think they have a loose wheel or not. I'd like to thank RFK, Eric Finley, and everybody at the 60 team for this sort of access. Let us put a camera on there. Just a great view of the process. Very beautiful breakfast. Finley and me is a really cool story. He started the national in 1997. He was, in my eyes, he was one of the first guys, the first wave of engineering that came in. He said yesterday, he said he is having an absolute ball and loves
Please. What a fun story for me from somebody I've known for so long.
And that just adds to the fabric of the Christmas story today. Battling to stay on the lead lap, the pit lane speed limiter issue, maybe that's under question. Meanwhile, one of the this race. Front row. Watch for the movers in the 21. Side by side down the back stretch here in Iowa. Keselowski with his younger teammate on the high side. They almost touch, they do touch. I think it's been an impressive day from the 21 of John Berry. I think it's the race for the win if this runs green. 19 at Briscoe, 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. They both make it on fuel, in my opinion. Behind them a little bit further is that battle with the 6 and the 60. It's a battle within a battle, right? You have to try to go, save a little bit of gas. Cedric Elliott Berry all have to pit SVG around again. Second time today, yet the Red Bull Trackhouse battle. That's brilliant.
There you go.
This is once you have yellow, is it just, I mean, it's non-stop.
Well, and I'm trying to find your shoes and Gucci. How can you anticipate this many calls? Contact there.
It looks like a lot. He's probably already super loose at the moment.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on around them. You know, it's this AJ Allmendinger.
What's going on right there?
Yeah, so just, you know, why are we surprised?
Well, when you're in my shoes, if you're Brian Wilson, the crew chief of the 2, or Alan Gustafson, your stomach sinks. Can we please just run 40 laps and get some laps on these tires?
You know, SVG, he had that wreck earlier. He was running.
Stay out here and then just put your tires on at the end. So, I feel like there's more risk in just not coming at this point. So, cool.
Austin Cindric, and he just knows that they're in a bad spot in the situation.
So, talking about radio communications, Marty, tell us more about what was discussed between Jeremy Bullins and Brad Keselowski.
Well, for Brad Keselowski, of the 5 strategies, I think it's probably 6 now, Lee, that you laid out a moment ago, would be a 119-lap run to the end. We have talked about concerns over tire wear if you run that long. So here was a conversation a moment ago between Jeremy Bullins and Brad Keselowski.
And what scenario of transition gain would it be worth putting right on it if they all come?
Yeah, we don't take this one away, but I don't want to see you again.
Prefer not to see you this is over.
I love that conversation, Jeff, and I will say, this is the second time Brad Keselowski has come on the radio and kind of taken control of a race call. No offense to Jeremy Bullins, right? I mean, Brad Keselowski's the boss man, and he has told him twice now, I want to pit as few times as possible and waved off a possible pit stop later in the race. So I don't think the 6 is coming back down pit road. And that told him, you and Chase Briscoe, you're the only 2 in the top 10 right now who can make it all the way for sure.
Well, Jeremy and Brad have worked together in the past. This is kind of reunited this year, and they trust each other. See, Cindric called pit road here, Steve.
Yeah, he had no choice, right? He was up against it. He knows time was running out. I will add, I know they think they're the ones that can make it. I put Nemechek and Bowman in that mix. Byron at lap 206 is probably getting close with all these young kids. So it's going to be interesting to see if 40 leading this race and stuff.
Yeah, and for the 2 cars, these cautions, the flurry of cautions, went totally against what they wanted in their playbook. They discussed on what to do. What Briscoe is saying is having to pit under green. The risk is taking tires down to green, and kind of ultimately they decided to bring it down 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Sunoco Fuel. Kyle Larson also on the pit lane for fresh tires.
Larson's going to go with fresh tires. He is fired up inside that 5. We've seen him involved in multiple incidents today. Not always his doing. It's been a wild day here in Iowa.
Chili's wanted to reintroduce the presidents and margaritas to the Nascar audience. But that was very complex, so we came up with the kitchen line. Right the dente. Now, is this here country song about Chili's Presidente margaritas just a shameless way to sell Chili's Presidente margaritas? Yup, sure is. Right the dente.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every day that's you nail, every second you share, it's all knowledge that goes right back to you, right? The platform, it is. You in?
Business parents planned for adventure, but they didn't plan for him to be your best friend. You were made to get more than you bargained for. We were made to help you save on packages. Expedia, made to travel.
That's my team out there.
If our network goes down, lives are at stake.
Our comms have to work.
Well, the mission won't.
The network clearly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry about getting through. Liabilities everything.
And number one network choice safety. Learn more. Your mission is our purpose.
Chances are there's a path nearby. Fortunately, the same person here.
Get the drink that gets you at Sonic.
Welcome back. We're getting ready to once again the Iowa Corn True 50, powered by ethanol. All right, let's have a listen to how Paul Briscoe calls his driver. Joey.
There you go. Clear, just 17, clear behind the by half, clear up behind the 17, and back behind them, still there, Thomas, clear to 8 behind you, still there tight, still there, still outside even, door, still there, still outside, door, tight, quarter, bumper, still there, full, just as we talked about, caution.
Ty Dillon. Paulie Racing. On the front stretch here. It's been a tough day. They just keep coming. Given the first 180 laps, there's only 2 quarters, and in less than the next 110 laps or so, there's been 9 seconds. It's crazy.
You're doing a quarter panel with Ty Dillon.
It's kind of funny to look back now, Jeff, and just think that opening stage was caution free. It was smooth. It was interesting. There was a great battle between William Byron and Brad Keselowski. as we find out what happened to Ty Dillon.
Our 11th caution of the day.
11.
It's like he just, I don't know, say he just got loose.
Yeah,
Cautions today, and I've seen ever.
Was the car behind?
Or was it?
Yeah, let's watch it. Yeah, this contact, big contact.
It looked like Ty had a little bit of trouble because Larson caught him so quick.
Yes.
Right? If he just didn't react quick enough and ends up spinning Ty out. Ty is not happy, I can assure you.
And Larson on
I know Ty's not happy, dumbass.
Pretty animated radio communicator that it's been a wild day for him, and we heard him say, "Look, I'm trying to be a good teammate, but this isn't involved. It's just one of many incidents that Kyle Larson has been involved in." And Jeff and Steve are pretty heightened about how wild this race has been. As Bell gets into the side of it, he's headed to the fence, then gets fully sideways, bounces off the fence. Phenomenal drive.
He's been hitting people. He's been getting hit. We heard earlier his frustrations coming out. Jarrett texted us a little bit ago. He said it's kind of wild when you play a replay, an audio replay of a driver. You have to bleep out 3 quarters of what he was saying.
He'll be sideways like that a lot this week, Stevie, at the Knoxville Nationals. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just down the road, not far from here, dirt racing country. Congrats to our good friend Rico Abreu, who's got his Knoxville campaign off to a pretty good start. So look forward to seeing what goes down in the coming days. Dave Burns, what you got?
Lee, I got Blake Harris, crew chief for Alex Bowman, trying to keep him in playoff readiness. Fuel is one thing, tires are another. Do you have enough of both to go to the end?
Yeah, based on what we see today, I feel really good about both now. So these cautions certainly made our entire situation a lot better than kind of what I thought as far as starting this stage. But fuel-wise, plenty good. Tires plenty good. So another restart or two to our way. It's going to do a heck of a job.
Thanks, Blake. At one time, Lee, they were talking about cutting the run. Sounds like they're confident he can go.
So, yesterday, Dave, thanks for that. Steve and I spent a long time with Blake Harris talking about their situation, how do they play it, and the pressure. Tell you more about that when we come back.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do the same. With a 5-year price. So no matter how you're at years of the most reliable, with our best equipment, for a price that stays exactly the same.
Take a way downtown, walking fast, takes his path and home down.
For some soft pickle, we say masterpiece. The Sonic Smasher with Grillo's Pickles and Dilly Ranch came.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
I can ask. What is that going to? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. From Rochester to Portland, Maine, to National Drive, Oregon. Exceptional service. Your business moving at full speed.
75 laps to go here in this Iowa Ethanol. What a day it has been. And everybody with every lap is learning more about this short track. That Jeff, that we said, a variety of people who feel that they can go the distance and get this win. I think there are question marks of who may or can't make it, but without a doubt, Chase Elliott Byron Bowman close. And Briscoe comes out. He's absolutely key. Absolutely the race for the win. He's currently in the playoffs on points, but if he can get a win, he would be in. Here we go. William Byron leads them back to green. Tonight, jump two for Legacy. What's he got?
William Byron with the lead.
William Byron with the lead.
That would be a wise idea.
I think that's what you're seeing, right? 24 is very.
Brad Keselowski is 7th. Ryan Puig is 8th. Come on in, everybody.
To stay in the game. At these three that we look at are private. These two guys badly. John had a never check. Rack and Lowski. That's even one of those two guys who win this race.
Yeah.
Caution is out again. Who is it this time?
Side window, not sure where.
Side window's what we hear. And debris. Yeah, there it is. That means it's a yellow and someone's very unhappy or sad, but I don't know who it is. Let's see who. Let's go down to this side with them.
That is in the cars for safety reasons. To help keep the car from flipping over aerodynamically. So that is a safety part. Reinstall.
During those Top Gillilands. That's my safety team, by the way, always on the spot, super fast.
I'll be right back.
Whether it's selection of debris or for the drivers' health and well-being. Big thanks to them. They're always here for us, always here for the drivers. So there is 34.
Damage to the right side of the car.
Yeah. Marty, tell us more.
Well, that is Top Gilliland's side window. So here he comes down pit road to put the side window back in, and yet another caution, which in turn gets William Byron closer to being able to make it to the end of the race. I mean, who would have thought when they did the lap 206 that they might be able to make it to the end, but it might just happen.
Yeah, Chase Elliott and Barry. I don't know what they should do at this point.
Right behind William Byron is Alex Goldman, and I just said, you know, if we got a new winner, he would be in the middle of a very tight corner. He wins.
Oh, yeah.
And like himself, he is in position here. It was in third place when Chase Elliott eventually had to compete. This is a real battle for the win. Chase Elliott and Josh Berry in the middle of it. Both of those are going to have to come down this road, and here they both elected. So clean us up, and now everybody in the front of the pack, we know those guys are racing completely for the win, Dave.
And the signs on the radio were real. They did not want to have to hit here, but they do. They give up the lead, and they'll go to the back. We'll see what Chase Elliott can do here, Jim.
Their first tires, filling that fuel tank up full of gas.
Small tankers, this Cole Custom in the 41.
Helped him out family the other day, Josh Berry's crew chief, and he's really happy with the speed they have in the cars, but it's been, you know, things like this, like who could have predicted this many cautions? He made a call to try to win the race, and caution after caution after caution, and that has changed the situation for that team.
Yeah, I think it's worth pointing out. Big day yesterday for this Haas factory team. Remember, that is a new. I pointed that out. Not having the day he's looking for, but as you change ownership and you rebuild a race team, momentum in any manner, I think helps Jeff, right? So Sam Mayer yesterday winning in this Haas Factory Xfinity entry. Cole Custer fighting the battle today, but congratulations to that Haas Factory team and everybody, Joe Custer, everybody that's a key principal on it that put it together.
And he lost his ride, went back to Xfinity and did really, really well there, won a lot of races, and now he's back in Cup with another opportunity.
I want to go back to the 48 of Alex Bowman. And this time a year ago, he was living under this Hendrick Motorsports. So then the crew came out and said, no, he's riding safe. And then he was involved in an awkward incident where he ended up losing after Charlotte Roval that put Joe. Now here he is against the pressure cooker situation. He came 15 in the playoff stands. In this race, he's the only point. We spoke to Blake Harris at length about that, about what that pressure's like. This guy said, I don't think to give a funny answer. He said, but when you work for Hendrick Motorsports, which you did for 20 years, we give under that pressure every weekend. Because if it's pressure, are we going to make the playoffs with a win or not? Even if we do make the playoffs, January with the goal of all 4 teams in the playoffs. Kind of this week in and week out with these 4 cars with the expectation to win the race. Hey man, the best thing about working here is that everything you need to win the race. The hardest thing about working here is that everything you need to win the race.
Running in that fifth position, they were 2:14. So some questions. 3 cautions ago, I asked the gas man. He said we're close to the last 2 cautions. Check it. Then they gave me a thumbs up. But Travis Snyder is reminding his driver Max.
The race, 64 laps to go when they come to the line. And let's go, William Byron. Good start. Again, who hasn't won this season, and he will different. John Nemechek, Brad Keselowski. See a huge difference with everything. Run higher than most are. This is such a special victory here back in 2017. Can you the victory lane comes and puts himself in the Nascar playoffs? Well, he does it. He's got a path. 2 cars that have already won and shown what they have between William Byron and Chase Briscoe.
It must have done all of it when we were talking about Reese being way slower than Brad Keselowski. They have done a great job.
More than just that. They've stayed ahead of it. They've kept grinding back in the field. You see some push. It's going to be a long between this week. Milwaukee Select runs the same for 80 off the Dillon. Remember, for both Crease and Bowman, early yellow that was in the front. They were speeding on the first yellow multiple. Yeah. And I can't remember if it was you or Jeff said when he was at the last car on the lead lap, how valiantly, like how determinedly he fought to stay on that lead lap. And here he is, he's at the other end of the field now. Briggs has a chance to win this Iowa Corn 350. Deeper in the pack, it's a little tougher for Austin Dillon. And AJ Anderson are talking about 11, 12, 13 right there.
Across piece of Cam, Colorado, looking back at Austin Dillon.
Osamak Keselowski. Remember, Carson was in one of those cautions. He was sideways. He got tagged. He was up in the wall. Great recovery. Wow, and he just laid sideways.
But even sideways as he was, he did not lose that much position to Brad Keselowski. I think Brad is struggling right here.
Watch the on the exit of the corner. That was awesome. Your tires there at about 50 laps.
You see the 6 car. See, yeah, he was driving away from the 77. Like the 6, not as good as he was earlier in the race.
Man, for 200 laps to go race, this thing's been chaos. It is just really good. To go. Hey, Kim Coon, how about we go through the field? You kick it off.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start with leader William Byron. This team, remember we talked about during the pre-race, they finished 27th or worse in 5 of the last 8 races. They are desperate for we talk about how everything's circumstantial. They have the speed. We have seen it here today. There are some nerves on the pit box, so whether or not they're good on fuel. Last was on pit road, lap 2:06. Still trying to get William to save a little bit, especially because he burned more fuel out. Still a little push in the air on whether or not they can make it to 350 laps here. As we look at the second place runner, Chase Briscoe, he led the field to the green. He won his series leading 6th pole of the season yesterday. While the team is happy, they're also a little frustrated because from the standpoint of not being able to convert those poles into more wins. But on the positive side, that Jason and Brady cars that Chase likes much more than he did earlier in the season.
When Lee mentioned Ryan Quincy in the Nascar Xfinity Series, he told me earlier this week, and that day changed my life. And remember, we showed Dave that replay of them presenting their team what they thought was a loose wheel. That video convinced them not to come back there. And Ryan Quincy was literally seconds from coming down pit road and getting up that spot. And here he is in third with a shot to win it.
Call a normal race. That is what Blake Harris and Christian Porter was playing. We wanted to do for Alex Bowman today, and they should do it now. This race is normal. Race here in Iowa, but they've been able to stay with a pretty normal strategy. Had to overcome one pit speedy penalty. But other than that, they've got it dialed in for the 48 driver, Marty.
Best day of the year for Brad Keselowski. He led 68 laps. He has 2 playoff points. And Jeremy Mullins reminded him a moment ago the strength of our car always has been the long run. So he has done this before. Can he come through the top 5 and get his first win of 2025? Meanwhile, Carson Osamak, Lee mentioned it, spun out earlier. Here he is in the 6th position. Can you tell by watching the lead that he is struggling with loose off the corner for Carson Osamak? But I think that young man doesn't mind being free off the corner.
He whirls around. That's why we call him the Hurricane. Hey, that was through the field. There's been so many intriguing and compelling stories here today, and we're far from done. Inside 50 laps to go here at Iowa.
You want me to take that for you? Taking a photo. It's tough for young homeowners to read their parents. Okay, everybody, take smiles. Very good. Okay, one more for safety. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, let's do a fun one. Hold up the buildings behind you. Hold up the buildings. That's great. I'm so sorry. Friends? Greg? Okay, everybody jump in here at the same time.
There's a Kansas City for becoming your parents, but we can't see the money when you button all out with us.
Oh, no, I didn't get it. All right, from the top.
Meet the IHOP family. Everything's just $6 with the breakfast Bailey's combo. $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast. Weekdays at IHOP.
At NACA, we're the pros that know how to make your business from brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California, brake pads, to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses moving full speed ahead.
Change is always happening. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part. With a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. You get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same.
Take them away downtown, walk inside, pass them home down. Not easy.
Pod's last sale of the summer has been extended. Save up to 25% on moving and storage until September 22nd. Whether you're relocating to your new home or renovating your current one, save up to 25%. Pods brings the container to you, and you can pack at your own pace. When you're ready, we'll take it to your new place or store it at a secure Pod storage center until you need it. And you don't have to do the driving. See why Pods is the most awarded container moving company. Look at pods.com today.
42 laps to go here at Iowa Soeedway. Does the 24 Raptor Chevy for William Byron have enough fuel on board to get to the end? Or is it going to be full to victory lane day for Chase Briscoe? There's two questions to be answered. Briscoe is 21 to the good, virtually making 18 laps on fuel compared to William Byron. So very simply, William Byron's trying to go 144 laps. We said 115, but 51 had been under yellow. So a simple 2-to-1 means you take 2 laps on that. A lot of math goes in. Now, I will say that, as a guy who's run out of gas, a few times, it's a helpless feeling knowing that you have to try to keep the lead while burning gas. This is a pretty well-scrapped game. Suarez and Gibbs have been going at it forever. Here comes Greg on the inside, and Eric Jones just blew right over them. The frustration is high back here. They had to go ahead and deal back 23rd, 24th, 25th. That second orange guy was going to be considered a push-up. Unfortunately, as far as playoff points are concerned, Chris has doubled equal points, and his teammate Ryan Priest has gained a lot of points. They are the two drivers. Unfortunately, their teammates, as far as fighting each other for that 16th and final spot in the Nascar Cup Series playoffs. 38 laps to go.
So William Byron is a little bit potentially short on fuel. It's the job of Chase Briscoe to get up there and put tons of pressure on him. Don't let him keep his lead and save fuel. Let him know, look, if you start lifting off that gas trying to save fuel, I'm going to pass you. That's what Briscoe's job is right now.
Well, there's going to be a little bit of just short-term memory that's going to stick a little bit because the 24 William Byron was in this position at Michigan, leading the race, saving gas. And I said it on air. You were better off to run out of gas with the lead, and that's what the 24 decided to do. He blocked, he saved, he did all he could do, but then at the end, he just could not save enough gas. He runs out of gas, he left the dead hand, but goes on to win the race. So that's still fresh in the memory of this 24 car. The disappointment is real. And then just a week ago at Indy, he was running third and ran out of gas there as well. So a couple of recent races that didn't go right for the 24. The question is, does he have gas? Because Briscoe keeps coming. Now with 35 laps left, that's all on less than 1 mile in Iowa Speedway. Ryan Priest is just 2 seconds adrift of this. Does he have anything in the closing laps to win and get in? He's the best on fuel of the top 3, but can he get close enough to these two and add something in these closing laps? He's the next car in shot. There he is. Kip.
Kimmy, tell us more about the 24.
Yeah, interesting. Talking to Ruth Buell this morning was about this race, whether he considered it a driver's race or a crew chief race, knowing all the strategy that was on the table. He said it was about 50-50. He said the drivers here, they have to have car control and a lot of awareness, but on the crew chief side, it's about calling the right strategy. So at this point, Steve, strategy's on the table. Now it's up to Williams to build the driver's race for the next 33 laps.
Crew chiefs are done. It's drivers only from here on out. You hope you have enough fuel in it. Byron has to try to save gas, and 19 has to get by. They both better pay attention because the 6th, Brad Keselowski, has got by Priest, and I think he had the car to beat early in the race. And I don't know if he has the car still or enough time, but I believe he's hungrier than the two in front of him because he has yet to win, and we talked about it. In his point situation, it's a must-win. Brad would love to see Briscoe get door-to-door to 24 for 2 or 3 laps and reel it right in.
And 2.5 seconds behind, so he's going to have to really. Or these two guys get side by side and slow each other down, and then you can start running them down. I don't know, though, that Briscoe has the car he needs. I saw 2 laps ago, he got into turn 1, and he was sideways loose.
He just got sideways off turn 4 just then. The question is, for me, with 31 to go, is are we going to run into the back of the field, right? These cars right here going into turn 3. Here's the back of the field coming off turn 4. Mac would say, look at the back of the field with about 12 or 14 to go. And that's just going to bring this team group right back together.
Folks at home, I want you to watch Keselowski in 3rd and the number behind. It's a 2.4. It's down at the 2.3 side. Keep watching that margin. And can the 6 close it up? It's down to 2.2 seconds now, Marty.
This is what Jeremy Bowler's predicted with about 50 to go. You remind this driver, we have been the best car all the long runs, and that's right. Really last 20 laps, Keselowski had been top 3 lap times, and he continued to jump out of that lead that Chase Briscoe and William Byron had. And remember, Jeff, he has done this twice today. He had to come back to the field, make passes for the lead in stage 1 and 2, and he went to win the race.
I think he's going to have to have a little bit of help. He's got the fastest race car, but help's coming because I agree with Steve. If the leaders catch the slow them down, we've seen it all day long. It's made an effect, and I think it will in a few laps.
Under 2 seconds. 1.9. And let me just remind everybody, I was thinking fuel, and that's what we were talking about. But Kim Cook told us that she heard a lot of crew chiefs worried about tire wear. These leaders have 65 green flag laps. So if they run green from here, that'll be the longest run on tires under green today. So will somebody quarter tire and lose a bunch of time in just the last closing laps?
Keselowski clears the lap car of Joey Gaze. That gap is back up to 2 seconds.
Keep the lead. Sexual gas, keep the lead.
Well, he's being helped because this he is not happy with his race car right now.
The race started with William Byron and Brad Keselowski fighting it out. Is the race going to finish with William Byron and Brad Keselowski fighting it out? First, Keselowski's going to deal with Briscoe, but that gap is stabilized. It's just staying at 2 seconds. Kim.
And they have given the 19 the go-ahead in terms of putting pressure on the 21st car through here and people are they would like him to stay as much as he can still in the lead. Put all the pressure you can on the 24 Byron.
You just got to keep putting the pressure on the 24 because you just heard Rudy Fuel on the radio talk about saving gas. It's got to really come down to traffic. I think we're focusing on fuel and tires, and in the end, generally, traffic is going to decide this race.
Stenhouse is the next one they come from. Climbing off turn 2 down the backstretch. What a first year at Joe Gibbs Racing for Chase Briscoe. The winner, Pocono, 6 pole positions. Bottom box, Ryan Blaney fighting it out with Alex Bowman. This is for a top 5.
What a mix we have at the top 10 or 12. You see right here, that 15%.
Yeah.
Byron is driving away from Chase Briscoe. I think we're going to turn Chase. When they turn Chase loose, Chase went to go, but it's not there. His car just isn't there. And that allows William Byron more opportunity to save fuel with that great big of a distance. He doesn't have to run full throttle. You heard him just say, save fuel, save fuel. Here comes Brad. Is running Briscoe down. Can he get to Byron? Well, we keep talking about it. The better cars on the tail end of the lead lap are directly ahead of William Byron. Can he get through them?
20 laps of the line is the call from Rudy Fugel, but he keeps saying back it down more. Yeah, sorry about that, Lee. I didn't mean to step on you, but a 70 for Briscoe and 30 for Keselowski, 4 tenths of a second in 1 lap. That's just too much time to give up.
To keep a Brad, if he can get to Briscoe, he's got to get by him right now. He cannot get home behind him.
Fellas, that gap has gone from 2.4 seconds. Byron to Keselowski to now 1.6 seconds. Keselowski continues to eat into this gap. And there's just 19 laps to go this time across the line.
Byron did a really nice job of getting by Gillen in a 34 car. Wasted no time. Now this is the job of Keselowski. He's got to get through Briscoe quickly.
There you go. Let's go get that 19, and let's go get career win number 37. That's like a change overtime. The entry to slide in front of him on exit.
They know it just like we do. He cannot waste time. Cannot waste time. We need to get to the 19.
This lap track has been pretty easy for Byron. It's going to get harder if he gets all the way up to, say, the 88 and the 4. If Keselowski were to win and confirm a spot in the playoffs, it would come with mixed feelings because he would bounce out one of his teammates and employees, Chris Buescher. But then there's still 3 races to go until the playoffs start. Let me flip it. William Byron. You know, we talk about how great the year has been because he did kick it off by winning the Great American Race. He went victory lane the Daytona 500, but it's been a drought. Dominated for Rochester, well, take away the final run. Dominated at Darlington for a bad pit decision to get behind in the last 3 flag cycle. So I know it's been a good year for the 24, but I think this team needs a shot in the arm.
The other consideration is if you can get down to 19 and the same for Briscoe, because lastly behind you, if the 24 runs out, you're the winner. So you have to assume, both of those guys have to assume that you are racing for the win for that second.
8% of fuel left with 14 laps to go for William Byron. He just said, in the face of running out of gas last weekend at Indy, like Steve said, he said this week, this team is unreal. We don't know the word quit. We know we're going to the playoffs, but we're not content with that. We want to keep excelling. And there's Rudy Fugel, the man you've been hearing on the radio. Nerves high, pressure cooker situation. 13 laps to go. Is there enough fuel on that car? Keep saving the ball again.
Keselowski, as he got closer to Briscoe, he just doesn't have the pace either. Like both of those cars have kind of fallen off toward the end of this run. But to your point, Steve, when you get these races where you may be courting tires, you can lose a ton of time in a few laps if you do start to court the tires. So none of these guys are out of it.
Right. We've seen these guys are on the razor taking grip. We've seen other practice have 2 or 3 moments all day long. So, you know, it's anything but a Sunday drive. These guys are absolutely just wheeling these things. And think about this big picture-wise for Brad Keselowski. Since going over and taking an ownership stake in RFK, he has helped with what he's learned in the sport. His years at Penske, and he's made changes within that organization. For him to be behind the wheel, Jeff, and the team that you wrote for him to be there and be fighting with the likes of Hendrick Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing, what a massive compliment that is.
This is what they've been building towards. A lot of changes over the last several years.
4, 5, 12, 3 hours in between.
They got fuel. For the 24, I think it would take a mistake or a big save to reel the 19 in, but but do they have enough fuel? Can they make it?
This is hard in the mouth stuff. 4% left. 9 laps to go.
Back it up even more.
Back it up even more. Can William Byron nurse it home? Agonizingly, he has twice run out of gas at key moments in races.
Love to see what's happening behind the wheel of the 24. They keep telling them to back it up. How much can you really save, right? Roll on. There you go. About half throttle down the straightaway. That's saving some gas. Let's see what he does. Off throttle completely, very little brake, coasting it into the corner. You'll pick up the throttle right here. So you got hard throttle. Look at that. Hard throttle. Not even wide open down the straightaway. That's saving some gas.
No immediate trench behind. There's no immediate trench.
But he's running the same pace. I mean, he ran a 72, Keselowski ran a 72. So both Keselowski and Briscoe, their cars have gone away. Blaney, who has been fourth, a couple seconds back, he is 3/10 of a second faster than these two guys. So unfortunately, their cars just have gotten away.
Back up all the way to him. That's a 24 radio.
Back it up, otherwise you are not going to make it. 6 laps to go. This time by for William Byron. And that gap to Ryan Blaney is coming down.
But when you start taking half a second a lap,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he gets to the 24, but he's close enough if these guys all decide to run each other out of gas.
Blaney's flying.
He's almost with Keselowski, Jeff. There he is.
Yeah, he is flying.
Wow, what a dramatic way that would be to go back-to-back wins here in Iowa.
6/10 of a second faster that lap.
And he is driving it on her.
You almost reckon that he won that time.
Remember, there are some 80 friends and family here cheering for Blaney on to go back-to-back wins. He's the best on fuel. He's stopped the latest on lap 245. He's in the best shape of his lead 4.
Ryan Patton, crew member of the 24, just hoping that there's enough fuel. 4 laps to go. So much work. So much.
Use the 2 lappers, and even if the lappers get you, that's fine, says Rudy Fugel. Let Shane Van Gisbergen go.
Is Blaney is going to get there, even with 3 to go. He's not going to get Brad, I think, no problem. We'll see if Brad holds him up. If Brad holds him up, that's going to be great for his fire. That's 1 corner. Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Absolutely. So now it's come down to the ounces. That's right, not gallon. Ounces. More fuel left in that 24 car.
Here we go, inside Keselowski. Couldn't quite get it. 3 laps to go. Make it 2 laps to go.
Back it up. Back it up.
Less than 2 miles. Can William Byron make it?
Blaney with a big run right here on Keselowski.
And look at Cody Ware and Shane Van Gisbergen. They're just hanging around. They're not part of this. And they're coming to 1 lap to go. And 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Is there enough? Moving in the background is Briscoe, Keselowski, and Blaney. The line is now inside. Off turn 4 comes William Byron. Does he have enough? You betcha he does. William Byron. So close, but so good. And then they're going to cross celebrate. William Byron wins the Iowa Grand 350, powered by ethanol and power all the way to the line.
Thanks everybody doing the job. Thank you guys so much.
That may be not celebration, that is pure relief.
You have to think being so close on fuel and both Michigan and Indy makes this one even more sweet, right? That they got to figure it out 144 laps on fuel. You have to lap Uber.
Remember we said this week, this team doesn't quit.
William Byron. Hit lap 206. At that point, it looked improbable to be able to run 140 some laps to be able to make it to the end of the race, but they somehow did it. After running out of fuel while leading in Michigan, running out of fuel last week while running third in Indianapolis, William does maybe the best fuel save in your entire career to make up for those two races.
Man, that was how about that for some fuel mileage? It was just we've had our fair share of things not go our way with fuel mileage, and just super thankful for Rudy, all these guys, all the engineers back in the shop, and just this whole race team. We've been through a lot this year. It's been a lot of growing pains. It's been tough on us, but it feels really good today to get a win. Honestly, felt like we had a good car and just kind of raced it and just tried to be there at the end, and we were. And luckily the fuel was enough there at the end. I think I ran out right there. That's why I stopped. But the thanks to Raptor, thanks to Chevrolet, Mr. Hendrick, everybody, Relay, Liberty, everybody.
You and I were talking about how frustrating it's been the last few months. Having the speed, not being able to execute races. In fact, Rudy used the word desperate for a win. What was it like inside the 24 camp these last few months?
Yeah, I think our confidence in each other never wavered. I feel like our speed's been better than it's ever been, and that's a big reason why we stay confident. I feel like every week we work really hard together and show up prepared, show up fast, and we needed just one to go our way, and today did. So, honestly, they haven't, but today did.
And they overcame everything, stretching the fuel to the very end. Brake issues early in the race, but William Byron finally gets win number 2 in 2025.
That was nail-biting, gut-wrenching, hard-in-the-mouth stuff, but that's what grit and determination gives you, and belief, right? Belief.
Yeah, sometimes it's physically hard work, and sometimes it's emotional challenge. I think this 2014 is kind of put through both over the summer. You hear it in that interview how he just kept mentioning we need things to go our way because they don't feel they have lost them as much as they just kind of slipped out of their fingers. And now, look, they pitched so far outside their window. That was never their plan. And then they did a nice job of seeing the yellows and jumping to another plan, and they celebrated because of it.
Well, there are a lot of things to talk about, and then we are going to do that in the progressive post-race show coming up in just a few moments' time. Hear the thoughts of the drivers who were doing the chasing. What did Briscoe think? Did he have a chance? What does Keselowski think? How about Blaney right at the end? You'll hear all their thoughts when we come back for the progressive post-race show. Coming up right after this. What a day. It started out so quiet, somewhat peaceful in stage 1. No cautions, good scrapping between William Byron and Brad Keselowski. It was a caution-filled second and third stages with a highly dramatic finish and victory to the 2014 Raptor Chevrolet of William Byron. You'll hear a whole lot more about it. Up next is a progressive post-race show. Stick around.
Big day, everybody. That's the spirit. What's going on? Oh, the Homes.com network just hit 100 million visitors. So we're throwing a party now that we're the go-to site for home shoppers.
You don't think this is a little over the top?
Over the top? It's 100 million, Marcy. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, we get that every month.
Excuse me?
What are you going to do? Throw a party every month?
Party every month, everybody! I'm going to change the song. Homes.com, the place to find a place.
Get the drink that gets you. That's Sonic. Pod's last sale of the summer has been extended. Save up to 25% on moving and storage until September 22nd. And see why Pods is the most awarded container moving company. But don't wait. Book now and save up to 25% at pods.com.
Welcome to the Nascar America Post-Race Show presented by Progressive, and what a win for Hendrick Motorsports and William Byron, Rudy Fugel, that whole team. They hit lap 206 out of Rudy Speed. That was not in their plan And no thought that they would make it all the way and be able to win this race. Marty Seinfeld, Jarrett, the Hall of Famer, joining you here. And, sometimes wins like that, DJ, I would guess, as a driver, not a driver, but I would guess it is still more special because the odds were so stacked against you. And it was all on you as a driver to be able to make that happen.
Yeah, what a great job William Byron did there. I mean, he went out, got his lead, didn't waver whenever Chase Briscoe started to run him down a little bit. But then he got that lead back and he was able to save more fuel. Just phenomenal. To think that you could go that far. But the way the race felt, Rudy did the right thing. He said, hey, if this is going to work out where we can make this happen, we're ready to change our plan and do what we have to do.
I would bet Todd Parrott never told you that many times. Back up to the second place car. Back up to the second place car.
Yeah, back up to the second place car. And let the last cars pass you back. Don't worry about them. Just save all that you can.
Here's how the playoff standings shape up today, DJ, after the chaotic race at Iowa, by the way. We'll get to more of that in a moment.
Yeah, it's just so many things going on there. Obviously, with William Byron winning, it only changes basically the cut line down there. But you can see so much contact, so many different strategies. It was just crazy for everything that took place. Brad Keselowski looked like that he had a great opportunity to grab that win and be a part of the playoffs.
So close, and just to touch on Brad K, and we'll get to more of that in a moment, but they were so close, DJ.
Yeah.
So close. It's got to be more frustrating as a driver when you can literally see the lead. That's your ticket to the playoffs, and you just can't make it happen.
Yeah, and the way his car had been all day, the strongest on the long run. They didn't think that they were having any tire issue. He might have had to run a little hard coming up through the pack, and so that may have worn the tires a little bit more. So by the end of the race, neither he nor Briscoe had enough car to get out there with and try to do anything, including pressure on Byron to have to stay in the gas.
I'm not sure how to recap the day for Ryan Preece if Wade Byron gets out in victory lane here at Iowa Speedway, winning the second ever Cup Series race here. I'm not sure to cap up the day for Ryan Preece, who winds up fifth. But he is joining us right now. So, Ryan, I don't know where to start with this day. You had the speeding penalty, almost went a lap down, almost pitted because you thought you had a loose wheel. How would you summarize this day?
Pretty eventful.
I say so, yeah.
Eventful would be the word of the day. But you know what? I am super proud of everybody at RFK, Derek, and the entire group for making solid adjustments. Having a little bit of luck there when that caution came out and allowed us to kind of take another shot at it. So thanks to RFK, thanks to Mohawk Northeast, and everybody with this Ford Mustang. I thought if we had a bunch of restarts, we were going to be okay because we were so good in that third lane, but it just seemed like the long run, that last run wasn't the best thing for us.
Right, they did a great job of driving and persevering through some difficult situations by you. And I'm sure you've been told you cut the deficit to that 16th spot. I realize that's your teammate that's up there, but I know you want to get there for you and your crew and your team. So you're only 23 back now. But what was the mindset as you got there later? And with your boss, Brad, knowing he had a fast car whenever he called you?
Yeah, on that restart, when we were able to get to third, I thought we were going to have a shot at it, and it seemed like we could close in on the 19 with 24 a little bit. And then I just got loose, and when Brad was catching me, I thought of what's the best thing to do for a teammate in the company, and wanted to give him the opportunity, even if it was a deficit for us. But, ultimately, I look forward to Watkins Glen, Richmond, Daytona. All three of us can still get in. It's going to take a lot of perseverance and a lot of luck. But we have fast race cars, and we can get the job done.
Oh, man, they were so close to pitting for what they thought was a loose wheel. Didn't happen. Fortunately for you guys, Ryan, terrific top five run.
Yeah.
Great job. Top fives, by the way. Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Ryan Preece cuts into that deficit just a little bit over his teammate. Meanwhile, Chase Briscoe looked like he might have enough fuel and maybe enough car to get by William Byron, but it winds up being second. He's with Kim.
Chase Briscoe comes home runner-up. It looked during that last green flag run that maybe it had something for William. What happened on the end? What were you missing?
Yeah, first off, just want to apologize. In 45 was going I just really don't know how to do on my part. Got in there, got loose, and ruined their day. So that's 100% on me. We got there at the end. I thought, I was running William down. I thought I was really in the captain's seat there, and I just got there and kind of stalled out. And, I kind of experienced that. When I was leading earlier, I got the map of the field and kind
kind of same thing. It's like as soon as I got there, I just kind of died. So, yeah, unfortunate. You're just kind of limited where you can go with the repave and everything. But yeah, overall, great finish for our Nascar job. So we were at school. Johnny was here. Just wanted to win with him here. But yeah, I don't know. First, it ended up second. It was a good recovery. Our day kind of got flipped upside down whenever that caution came out and trapped us and was able to rebound. So yeah, congrats to William. He did a really good job. And go on to the next one.
You and the team have finished runner-up in 3 of the last 4 races. Is there something that you've identified that you need to do to close them?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in Sonoma, we were just nobody had anything for SPG, and then Dover, I definitely felt like I could have potentially won that one if I was a little more aggressive. And then today, I felt like I was kind of the second best there at the end. And even if there was another 5 laps, I was probably going to run 4th. So I just kind of died there at the end of the run. And we've been in position enough, running second like that, you're going to end up winning some of them. It just hasn't went our way the last 3 or 4 of them. So hopefully this week will do that.
Chase Briscoe and his team settled for second.
Brett came charging hard at the end there, led over 60 laps today, but at the end, just couldn't quite get there. What held you back?
Yeah, there's the way the yellows fell. There's so many yellows there in stage 3 that it got the 24 and 19 where they could make it on fuel getting way outside the window. We just couldn't get that climb. Got back by a lot of guys. We started, I think, 24th there after we pitted and fell way up to 3rd, but that was as far as I could get there.
Seems like we continue to see the progress of the 6 and the 60s up here as well this weekend.
Yeah, great run for both of our RK cars. Obviously we want to win, but we're in contention. That's for sure.
What else do you see then that you need going to next week at the road course?
Watson's been good for us. It's a good track for me. My teammate won there last year. Just keep us out, runs on the board, and I feel like this will come to us. And we got to push on forward. Must be great.
Looking at him again, how much more time do you think you needed?
I don't know. Blaine was really faster at that. A little bit newer tires. He was running us down. So I feel like I was going to get to 19, but Blaine was going to pass me. And it was a solid day. Just needed a few more things to go around.
Very solid for the 6 today.
Okay, by the way, back-to-back races where RFK has 2 cars in the top 5. Jeff Burton joining us here. I don't know where to start with this chaotic day. You look at what Chase Briscoe said. I caught those guys. Couldn't go anywhere as soon as I caught them. I really thought Brad was going to have enough car to get by the 19 at least. Were you surprised when they didn't really have it like that on stage 1 and 2?
Well, it seemed like those idiots they went really go hard. It just wasn't there. And the competition is so close today. If you don't have a distinct advantage, it's almost no advantage. And just making a run, to me, what was amazing, the 24 car saving tires, saving fuel was faster than they were. So that was the key to me, that both of those guys were struggling. He's running half throttle down the straightaway, running the same speed. They just didn't have what they needed.
I want to talk about Chase Briscoe with you real quick, DJ. Second, as Ken mentioned, in 3 of the last 4 races. And it seems like, as James Smalls told me, the light bulb starting to go on for Chase as to how to drive these Joe Gibbs racing cars. And Chase brings up a good point. You finish second enough times, you're going to get more wins. They already have 1 in the bank, but do you feel like there's more coming for the 19? I honestly believe there should be every single week. I mean, he's sitting on pole, seems like there's not back-to-back races. It's every other week. So they have to speak. I've written down, we were going to discuss him early in our pre-race show. Didn't get the chance to do that. But I had written down what was holding them back from winning was their execution. But I think that is there now. They're getting on the same page. They're showing Chase exactly what he needs to do, along how he needs to drive these cars and what they're going to do and how they're going to go about things. And I think this is a team you're going to have to watch in the playoffs because they can make a lot of weight. This young man can win at any type of racetrack. And so there's not anywhere they go or any round that they feel like they should really struggle. And for Brad Keselowski, we were showing him a moment ago, you got to wonder Richmond coming up. Very good track for Brad Keselowski. You got to wonder the speed they brought today. Can they bring it in a couple of weeks and maybe make the playoffs there? But at the end of the day, it's William Byron celebrating with a little corn in there. Like you do in Iowa, right? And when you save that much fuel, you get a bucket of corn. And William Byron gets second win of 2025.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced
So
or used in any form without the authorized.
see you guys later.
Nascar would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy.